Well, good evening, everybody, and Merry Christmas. God bless you, one and all. And we're just starting up the stream here, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. And wanted to start up the Christmas day. Merry, Merry Christmas. I hope you had a wonderful day with the people you love, surrounded by the people you love. So, with that being said, let me put the links out. As the links propagate for the show, I'm putting the link up in the chat so you guys can come into the. Okay. Just remember, the Great American Experience is happening again. I'm the Wizard of Oz, and this is not my show. This is your show. And all we need is a few people come up. Let's get this party started. Yeah. And until then, I'm going to drop down in the background for just a moment. Hey, we got one people in the background. One people. One peeper. What's that, Zach? How you doing? Oh, Ryan, what's happening, bud? Merry Christmas. Hope you had a wonderful day. Yeah, we had a nice quiet day today, so everything seems to be in order. Had a good conversation with one of my boys, and yeah, I think it's going to be just fun. I haven't seen anything in the news. Haven't looked, to be honest with you. Let's see what we got here. And yeah, there's not much in the news. Of course, it's Christmas Day. Not going to be seeing much in there anyway. Hey, Ghost, what's happening? Hey, let me get that link up there. Come on up and talk to me. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Bill. A Washburn. Oh, yeah, I'm all right. Come on up. Join the conversation. Yeah. Merry Christmas. So what's going on, Bill? Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. America. So how was your day?
Oh, pretty good. Kind of dull. Nothing open.
Yeah.
7-Eleven. Pretty much it.
That's right. Yeah, there wasn't none of the restaurants and drive-through stuff was open, huh?
Nothing. Walgreens.
Right. Well,
That was
that's
it.
good.
Walgreens and 7-Eleven, and that was it.
Well, there you go.
Kind of interesting. No, I actually went on a scavenger hunt for wood today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Find any?
Yeah. Yeah, I got some 2x8s back behind the Tractor Supply. And I got this, it's a crepe material. It's laminated. It's a real thin laminated crepe material, uh, which I got multiple uses for that.
Cool.
What's happening?
What up, Washburn?
Not much, bud. Just trying to see if I'm going to get stretch marks from today or not. I ate too much. The food's so good. Oh my goodness.
That's good. That's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to see some family today, so that was a plus.
That's good too. Yep.
Right.
Yes, sir. How was your guys' day?
That was very uneventful. I had one of my boys come out and spend a few hours with me.
I'm good.
Yep, gave him a tour of the place, and we got talking about some of the stuff coming up.
Yeah, it's pretty much a day of cooking and stuff like that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But that's good.
Well, I'm a smart ass, so I had everybody laughing their butts off all day. So
That's good.
I did some dishes and this and that and everything. So it was a good gathering.
What
It's
part of the country are you in?
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Northern part or?
About central, just lower central between Flint and Lansing.
Okay. Yeah, I used to go up there every once in a while, and I'm actually surprised. I'd never been to Michigan before, so my perception of it was Detroit, big city, concrete jungle, all that. I
Right.
go up there and it's like farms after farms after farms.
Oh yeah, I started working on a farm at 11.
Yeah,
So
but I I used to go up and pick up plants for nurseries because they have a lot of that's where I don't know, big place where they grow a lot of plants and everything, and then they distribute them around the country.
oh yeah, there's plenty of those places. I have a buddy of mine who's a truck driver who delivers out of, oh shoot, somewhere by Grand Rapids. He goes there and picks up their nursery stuff and delivers it all the way around the country.
Yep.
So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I am pissed off at my Detroit beets. Only after out of like 100 beets that I planted, only 2 of them grew.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know either. I have some seeds that I got from for Patriots, but I haven't planted anything yet. I just got them a while back in the fall, so
Yeah,
I haven't.
I don't know how long the seeds last.
As long as they're cool and dry, they should last a couple of years, I guess. But I'm not a farmer, so I don't know. But I know that this spring I'm going to be putting in a crop somewhere.
Yeah, be a good idea.
No question about that.
I would.
I tried to tell Dad I'd help him with his garden, and then that sucker goes and works in the garden during the week while I'm at work. And I'm gone 12 hours a day, so I can't help you during the week, Dad.
Yeah.
That's just the way he is.
You and your dad get along pretty good?
Yeah, not so much. No, he's kind of on the left side of the spectrum. So,
Oh, that's hard to get through to people like that sometimes.
yeah, I think we just decided that it's better for us not to discuss any of that.
Yep. I've got some family like that. Well, I've got some family. They don't even know why they think that way. They don't even know why.
Well, it's because it's what's told to them over this TV.
Exactly. That's it. It's the mass brainwashing. I think you got it.
For sure, it's all propaganda. It's a tool of war because it works.
I got a sister who, you know, she didn't want to hear anything I had to say about the VAXX.
Yeah.
She went and got it and wound up getting this big giant growth on the inside of her thigh, the size of a freaking grapefruit.
Oh my goodness.
And then she went and did her follow-up. She's got all her boosters and everything.
Have you ever heard of Yuri Besmanoff?
No.
He's a Russian defector back in 1984. If you have a pen, write down his name and go look him up on the internet or on YouTube and listen to what he says. Because what he says is going on right now. He says you can take these people, indoctrinated people, to a camp and show them the camp, and they still won't believe you.
That's exactly right.
So we're not dealing with the most intelligent folks right now because they have been gamed.
Well, it was a pretty clever game because even some pretty damn intelligent people. There's some pretty damn smart people on the liberal side, and they fall for it.
Sure, yeah.
How does that saying go? It's one of the hardest things there is to do is convince somebody that they've been had. It's
Yeah. Yep.
their pride, their ego. Just even if they felt like you were right, and they start, you could see them seething with anger because their pride starts to kick in and everything. Oh yeah, and then all of a sudden you're their enemy because you're the messenger.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. I get a lot of people look at me like, "What in the f are you talking about, Billy?" Because I tell them these things about the news and stuff, and they're just looking at me like I had just dropped out of a clown car. It's like, you guys are not doing your homework.
Yeah. So, like I was telling Wizard, back in the day, I mean, we're talking a long, long time ago. I had already been reading books about 1984, 1980s, Countdown to Armageddon by Hal Lindsey. There was a lot of books that were coming out, The Late Great Planet Earth, all these books that were coming out, and they'd been out for a long time. And if you told people about those books, they'd call you a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And they were totally Bible based, even.
Yeah.
Just talking about Bible prophecy and explaining how things were coming to fruition, according to Bible prophecy. And they're like, well, I've been hearing that ever since, the old people from back in the 30s. Well, we knew people that talked like that too back then, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you listen to them?
I heard that 3 weeks ago when I was talking to a guy. He's like, well, they've been saying that forever. I'm like, you haven't opened your eyes, buddy. I'm trying to tell you, trying to help you, but if you don't want to listen, that's on you. That's not on me.
And the thing of it is, a lot of times they feel that you're right deep down in their bones, and they still cannot come to terms with it.
Well, that's because they don't have faith in God, I believe.
There's
Exactly right.
A schism where they cannot get through to the truth because they don't accept the first truth.
So it says that they would believe a lie and be damned. And it also talks about a great delusion that will come over the people. It's here.
Yep.
There would be a great delusion.
I've been saying that for 2 years. Yes, sir, and it's only going to get worse. So I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to say, get ready, because there's no reason for us to be scared.
No, because here's another verse, is that nevertheless perilous times shall come, and in those days men shall walk by faith and not by sight. So it's a faith moment. Those perilous times are here. Now you got to dig deep into your faith reserves and just believe God and trust him that everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, this is the separation of the wheat and the tares.
Yes.
And I get shook up sometimes.
I do too. I'm not going to lie. I'm not perfect.
And you ask any soldier that's been in the heat of warfare, and they'll tell you they were scared of shit.
Well, I think it was someone else said that there's no non-believer in a foxhole.
Right.
And
no such thing.
We're all going to be in a foxhole.
I mean, when you're hearing these rounds going over your head and you're hearing and all kinds of crazy stuff blowing up around you and everything. I mean, yeah, I think you probably get a little bit scared. You think?
Oh, for sure.
Think some instinct might kick in?
Yeah. That creator might say, hello, I'm your way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually it's in our human nature, and actually fear can help you sometimes. Fear can give you almost superhuman strength, you know, and also fear can paralyze you.
Right. Well, it depends. You know, being afraid of a guy with a gun is natural. Being afraid of something that you can't control, that is not a gun pointed at you, is different. Oh, we lost him.
No. Oh yeah, he'll be back.
All right. Well, hey,
Yeah.
Wes, I want to ask you a question about rifles.
Okay.
So I have an Ot 6, and I'm looking at something that can do a little bit longer range than that. Is a 7 millimeter better than an Ot 6 for 3, 4, 500 yards, or am I just spending money I don't need to spend?
Hmm. You know what? What do you think, Bill?
Because I know an Ot 6 is good for 600 yards, but
Right.
yet you can shoot a mile with a 7 millimeter. But I'm just trying to keep it practical, but just
Right.
thinking about it today because my buddy and I were talking about it. I wanted
You could, a 7 millimeter, you could actually shoot further than a mile. It's all about your optics.
yes,
And, you know, and if you understand what your Ot 6 is doing, as far as bullet drop and all that kind of stuff, you can dial it in and make an Ot 6 work. That but you're kind of lobbing them out there, and it's going to be a bit of a heavier bullet, but it just depends on your load too. I
yeah,
mean, the heavier grain bullet, you're not going to get as much range out of it, but it's harder hitting,
right.
so it's better for hard targets.
Right.
I like an Ot 6. It's got more power than 308.
I never shot it more than 200 yards, but at 200 yards, I had about a 3-inch group of 5 rounds. So,
Well, it's more powerful than a 308. The only difference between that and a 308 is you got a longer cartridge on an Ot 6 because you're using an older style of powder. The 308 actually uses a different type of powder. So,
oh, no kidding. I didn't know that.
yep, that's the big difference. And the NATO round, there's some differences in the NATO and the 308 also. It's about you don't ever want to shoot. You don't want to ever shoot something that's designed to shoot 7.62 by 51. If it's designed to shoot that, you don't want to run 308 ammo in it because 308 ammo is a lot more potent.
Oh, it's kind of like a 223 and a 5.56. That thing. You can shoot one out of one, but you can't shoot both out of the other.
Right. Well, I'm not going to say what I have, but I'll just say if you get the 223 Wild in an AR, it'll run either one. You can run the NATO or the 223 ammo.
I was told different from from a FFL. He told me that you cannot go that way.
223 Wild?
I don't know about the Wild.
Yeah. The 223 Wild was it's chambered in, if you get an upper, it's chambered in 223 Wild. You can run any 5.56 or 223 out of it.
Oh, so it's basically an upgrade or something.
Yeah, it's just a slight difference in the design of the bullet chamber,
Okay.
but they extract just the same. They extract the same and everything. Yeah, believe me, both types of ammo will run out of it, and it's really accurate.
I'm definitely not a pro when it comes to guns. I'm a pro when it comes to archery, but not guns. Pretty good at fishing too, but I'm not here to. I'm here to ask questions and See what you guys are up to.
I learned a lot just during the Obama years. There were so many firearm sales that all the gun manufacturers started making all kinds of new stuff, and I just wanted to know what it all was.
Yeah.
I've got knowledge from long ago, but man, the Obama years, there were so many new things coming out. I mean, everything was being upgraded because of Afghanistan and Iraq, and all the gun companies were trying out new things in civilian market, and also the apprehension of Obama. Everybody was concerned, apprehensive, because Obama was a gun grabber.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
He is a gun grabber.
They can try.
You don't go grabbing a loaded gun from somebody.
Well, I guess what he basically was the best gun salesman on the planet.
Yeah. Every time he started talking about, I remember they were trying to push that Manchin Toomey bill. That was the one where they were going to have a national registry. People were going nuts buying guns and ammo.
I think they're still going nuts buying guns and ammo right now, too.
Oh, COVID purchases? I just heard on the radio today, over 7 million firearms sold in just during COVID. Over 7 million.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had times in the history of our country where whole decades we never sold that many guns. But you think about it, they're never going to know how many guns are out there or how much ammo is out there, because not up until Bush, nobody kept track of it. Nobody kept track of firearm sales.
Well, that's why they had to put this basic ban on ammo. They call it a shortage, but I think they did all that on purpose, just like they did with the supply chain.
Yes.
It's all scripted.
Lumber, all of it. Yep. Still got ships out there sitting in the ports waiting to get unloaded.
There's some like 300 miles offshore stacked up together too.
Yep, they're kind of spreading out so that it doesn't look as bad as it really is.
Yeah.
Somebody's told them to stage away from the ports.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about China making every one of their ships a warship? To where they have to have a way for them to shoot missiles and stuff out of every ship that they have.
No,
about all that.
You haven't heard that? Okay. Well, there's a thing that they did a while back, and they made every shipbuilder make their not residential, but commercial ships, also military ships. To where you would know if it's a regular ship or if it's a warship. You'd have no clue.
Yeah, I've never heard nothing about any of that.
You're going to have to come with a few more facts.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah. What was your source?
DeanRyan.
What?
DeanRyan.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a YouTube news guy.
Oh my God! And of course, you want to repeat that as truth. Then that's what you want to do.
It's not my only source. That's just one source that I've thought of.
Okay. All right. How about some facts? Do you have any facts?
Well, I can go Google it up if you'd like me to.
I would very much like you to. Yes, sir.
Might be something on China.
Listen, you can Google it, or you can let me call horseshit and call you a liberal. So, I mean, you can do it either way. I can call bullshit, or you can show me some facts.
You can call me anything you like, buddy. I don't care. I'm not easily offended. So,
All right. Well, I'm gonna officially call bullshit.
okay.
So let me get back to the point that I actually wanted to make when I got up here. Wiz, are you there?
I'm here.
Let me ask a question. Is Bubba Frog?
Yep.
Yeah. As far as I know, Bubba.
Why the fuck then is Uncle Bubba a mod in your Twitch channels?
History. I hadn't even looked at it.
You want to fix that for me, please?
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got. Thanks for playing.
Well, shoot, I was trying to get to his private chat, and he just dipped out on me because I was going to get his email address so I could send him stuff.
I got wind of some of that too. I think it might have been China Uncensored or something like that. Some video that I might have watched. Sounded like somebody did say that.
Well, I'm not here telling you guys bullshit. That's not me.
No, he's an old Navy guy. He's an old Navy guy, and he's calling you out.
That's fine. I don't care. You can call me anything you want. Like I said, my feelings don't get hurt easy.
But I think I did hear something about that. But I don't know. You know, the news we get is so convoluted as it is.
Right.
You know, it's really hard to know. If you hear something on mainstream, you really got to think about it, because if it's CNN saying shit, they're like saying any bullshit.
No, it's people that I've been following for over a year. They're telling me this stuff. So, they're spot on. But hey, I'm not for everybody either. So,
yeah. Well, I'll put it this way: even if they did try to do that, could you imagine? I mean, I think even one of our frigates could destroy hundreds of their ships.
Right. What, Oz fall asleep over there or what?
Who?
No.
No?
No. Looking up some stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry, bud.
So how was your Christmas?
Mine was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Got to see my brother and sister and some of her kids. Had a great dinner and had them all chuckling because I'm a smart ass. And they started talking about playing cards and stuff, but no one really wanted to do it.
Yeah, I didn't go. We just had a small little thing. I mean, we had a Christmas brunch kind of thing at home. So I didn't really go anywhere. It was kind of a dull day. Like I said, the only thing open is 7-Eleven and Walgreens.
No kidding. Huh. Yeah, this was a pretty dull day too. Just low key kind of stuff, but we enjoyed ourselves. It was 46 as I was driving over to my dad's, so it wasn't cold or anything. It just, I think everybody's just in the spot where they just want to be comfortable, and that's good enough right now.
Yeah, there's most of America is just waiting for something good to happen.
Yeah.
And it ain't happening with Slow Joe, you know.
No.
So I don't know if anybody's lurking out there in the chat. Is there any lurkers out here?
I can't even see the chat.
Oh, I just got the chat on. Dang. Ryan Bardwell, Carpenter, Zoom.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I'm brand new here, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Bunch of them in here. Well, 3 people I see. Oh yeah, and Zach, Mr. Smouse is there. Mr.
Mouse in the house.
The Smouse Man.
That guy cracks me up.
He is. He's fun. He's fun. John Sua. Yep. Guilty lurker.
All right. Welcome in, John. Welcome in, Carpenter, Patriot, my brother. Welcome in, Zoom.
To go fishing. And now that I did all the Christmas shit, I think I got to go get my line wet. I really need to get some fish in the freezer.
What's up, Joker?
Santa was pissed off. That's funny, Ryan.
Schumer, Pelosi. Oh, White Christmas, Saviors.
Yeah, I think Ranger learned his lesson about chasing cars. He kind of got injured with the car he was chasing today. Nothing super serious, but he's.
Well,
Yeah, so I tried to do the collar, the discipline collar, and everything with him. I tried to walk barriers with him and all that stuff. He just won't stop chasing him. Hopefully, this will stop. Maybe this will stop him from chasing those cars.
maybe.
I hope so. Yeah. Just glad he wasn't seriously injured. I mean, he's hurting. He's not going to be running for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no broken bones as far as I can tell. He might have some sore joints. But there's not any massive bruising. But he does have a couple bare spots. You know what I'm saying?
Poor little guy.
Yeah. He's,
What happened to the car? He's so freaking big, he might have dented it.
I know, right? So
Now I see a car chasing my vehicle. I usually slow down and kind of let the dog catch up a little bit and act all crazy until they just get kind of tired and peter out.
well, that's a little hard for this one. He runs 40 miles an hour. So this gravel road out here has got a 90-degree turn at the end of it. They don't like to go that fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I let them catch up and sit there and, attack the vehicle. And they can't do much,
Oh, Ranger does 35, 40 mile an hour.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's not much damage they can do to the vehicle.
Right. No, he's just chasing.
Yeah. I let them just go ahead and chase and get tired and freaking then they start petering out. I think he's just trying to do his dog thing, you know?
I always slow down for sure. That way they don't get underneath the back tire because I know a lot of dogs get killed that way.
Exactly. I don't want to run a stupid dog over, you know?
Oh, I had a dog years ago driving down the highway, and it's like, where in the hell did this dog come and just jumped out in front of me?
Yeah.
Felt
Right.
terrible. What the hell do you do?
I've seen them all over the road driving a truck. I've seen dead dogs everywhere. Cats, dogs, everything. Had
Yeah.
a cat. Somebody's cat got hit by a car a couple of months ago, and the cat drug itself onto this lady's front lawn and just died right on her front lawn. And they're like, well, how did that cat get it? Yeah, it probably just got hit and, you know, eventually died on her front lawn. That's what I'm thinking happened. I mean, you know, animal control came and picked it up and took it away. If they got a chip in them, they can tell where you know, at least a dog tags or something on them. At least they'll know how to get a hold of the owner.
Right.
So, fire in the bowl. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You guys always make me laugh when you say that.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's ingenious.
I was with a trainer with the company that I used to drive for, and anyway, he was driving. He happened to be the one driving at night, and all of a sudden, I'm in the sleeping down in the bottom bunk in the back of the truck, and I hear this boom. I'm like, oh shit! I mean, it just woke me up, and get out there and took a look at it, and it was an owl that had hit the fairing on the top of the truck. It just made a hole in the upper bunk, knocked the stack completely over. I mean, the stack was like hanging on the load. It had to take rope and everything and try and pull the stack up and try and, you know, keep it in place till we could get it back to a shop. And you could see, I mean, owl carnage all over that upper bunk. They had to clean it all out and everything. It was horrible.
Yeah, dude.
Owls are massive. I almost hit a turkey.
I hit one last year in my work truck.
I think it was in West Virginia. I was in West Virginia and going down this windy road, wintertime, and freaking turkey flew right across. First one and then a second one, and I didn't expect the second one to come follow right after it, and I barely missed it. And I was on an icy road, and it sucked.
Years ago, my brother was out deer hunting up in northern Michigan. Was out in a tree stand with his bow and arrow, and had a hat on, not a hat like this, but a stocking kind of deal, and had an owl attack him, come right down and scratch the bits right out of his head, thinking he was a squirrel or something.
Oh,
It's like, that's nuts. I've never even heard of that before, but he wouldn't lie about it.
wow, that's a trip.
Oh yeah.
Do you
I have
guys?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you guys have black flies up there?
Sometimes, but it's not like it is in Canada.
Because I went out in the desert and it was springtime, I believe, and the snow was melted. It was still cool out and everything. I go out in the desert and there's this creek. I thought, well, I'm going to stop by this creek and take a look. Maybe there's some fish in there. I'll stop and look in this creek, and all of a sudden, black fly, clouds of them came from everywhere, and they got in under my baseball cap I was wearing.
Oh yeah,
I was wearing like a mesh baseball cap. They got right through it, and they're biting. They're biting the hell out of my head, my neck, everything.
Yeah, I've been in Canada a few times. Fishing, moose hunting, that kind of stuff. And we had to wear mesh to keep the black flies off us. And you had to duct tape your pant legs to keep the black flies, or else they'd crawl up your damn leg all the way up to your crotch and bite the piss out of you the whole way.
Yeah, you just got to pretty much shove your pant legs in your boots.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because they go upwards, just like ticks and everything else. They always go up.
Yeah.
They start down and they work their way up, trying to find a place and they'll get in your armpits and crotch and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, especially ticks. Yeah.
What's up, Carpenter?
Well, I was sitting in a tree stand one time, like Washburn was talking about. I was sitting in a tree stand way up in this oak tree, and it was set up just right. So when I was sitting on my stand, I could lean my head back against the tree and still halfway look at the ground and watch in front of me. So I had my head against the tree, and I was looking around with my eyes. And I seen this great big old barn owl sitting up in a fucking tree. So I'd look up at the barn owl, and then I'd look back around at the ground, and I'd look up at the barn owl. So finally, this barn owl, after a while, it gets up and it makes a great big swoop way out and around. And so I'm just watching him with my eyes, nothing else. And all of a sudden, that fucker dive bombed right at me. And I thought, what in the hell? And it was coming right for me. And it was probably 20 feet at the most. If it was that far away. When I put my fucking hand up, because it was coming right at my head. And I put my hand up, and that fucker was backpedaling with his wings. I think he thought my eyeballs were a mouse or something. And he was backpedaling. I could feel the air off of his wings as he angled away from me at about 4 feet.
Oh, that sounds unnerving.
Yeah, fuck. It didn't really kind of dawn on me what was going on, I was just sitting there looking around, and here's this owl, and I'm watching him and looking around and watching him, and all of a sudden he gets up, and I'm watching him fly through the air. And he just kind of fucking arcs and turns and starts coming right at my head, and I kept thinking he's going to turn away, he's going to turn away, he's going to turn away, and fucking last minute I put my hand up. Like that fucker was going to hit me right in the face. And I could feel the air off of his wings as he backpedaled, and you could kind of see the panic in it. It didn't realize I was a human. Well, I could tell that. If I wouldn't have put my hand up, he would have attacked me right in the head.
I had bats dive bomb me. I was up in the Green River Canyon, and I was fly fishing. Holy shit, a big cloud of bats came out, and I had like 3 or 4 of them just dive bombing my head. That is amazing. And my grandpa caught a bat with a fly rod.
I was just going to tell you a story about my brother catching one with a fly rod.
Catfishing one night, we had bats flying around, and all of a sudden, you have a bell because you can't see your line. So you have a bell on the end of your hook. So when they bite, you can hear the bell ring. So we had all of a sudden this bell goes off, and my kid goes over and he starts reeling. He gets it reeled about halfway in, and here a bat had flown through, hit his line, and got tangled up in his line.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we had to cut the bat loose off the line. It was hissing and spitting at us.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I tell that story to everybody about my brother in mid-cast, because we were fishing at night for salmon. In mid-cast, a bat hit his fly, hooked him in the mouth, and he reeled it in. And they were like, "You're full of shit, Billy." I'm like, "No, guys, I was there. I seen it myself." That's nuts.
Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah.
we have lots of good stories like that no one would believe if you weren't there. So
I had a bat drop dead right in my driveway. I don't know what it dropped dead from. It just freaking. I walk out there and I see this bat kind of flipping around and flopping on my driveway, and he just died right after that. I don't know what. Maybe he got some poison in him or something.
Probably flew into something.
Probably. I don't know.
Guideline or something.
Maybe a
you guys
telephone.
have seen that video like a year ago or so over in Europe somewhere, to where every freaking bird in the sky was on the ground dead.
Oh wow!
The road was just littered with birds, like they all just dead.
Well, there's buildings in New York City where birds will fly right into the windows if the sun's just right on it. They're glass buildings, and these probably other cities too. But I just was reading this article about in New York where they were just scraping up tons and tons of dead birds that have flown into the windows.
Well, I've had them fly in the windows at Mom and Dad's house when I was there. This is out in the country. There's just birds littering the road, dead for some reason. I don't know why, but I've seen a couple videos of it, but it's been a while since I've seen them. Probably deleted now, but
Now, see, you can Google it. Birds killed by wind turbines. You just Google it, and you will see tons and tons of pictures in Google Images of down at the base of these wind turbines, all these birds that are killed, the migratory birds and stuff.
right. Oh, this was on a road. This is on a paved road in the country.
Yeah, I'm just kind of, I'm pretty amazed at the issues they're having with birds and wind turbines, though.
I mean, this whole thing is a charade. That's all it is. I don't know if I want to even get into this tonight.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally. It's got its applicability on a minor basis, but anything in any big basis, it's totally worthless and useless, and it's nonsense. Did you know that nowhere? I used to build them bases for those things, and nowhere, in no place that they've ever been stood up, has it cost the the people in that grid, that area, has it cost them less? It's increased every one of them's electric bill.
Right.
Not one time has it saved the customer money. Not once. I was talking to an engineer. One day I said, well, then why do you build them? He said, because they pay us to.
See, and if you get
said they were a waste of time.
You get those civilization building games like SimCity, and it started out SimCity 2000, and then it went up, and they're trying to put in this alternative energy to insert it into the freaking games, so that you have to, you start the game out with windmills and shit like that. Well, they never produce enough electricity. Finally, you wind up with massive wind farms, and then you got to convert over to fossil fuel, and then you don't need as many wind farms. And it's in the game.
That's what happens everywhere with those things. I got a farmer around here that I worked at his house for a while, and he had acres, you guys, and I don't even know how many, but it was acres and acres of solid nothing but solar panels, and it was going to run his dairy farm. It was in Minnesota. He was one of the first farms. He got all these tax credits and loan credits and all, so it wasn't costing him that much to do it. And anyway, he set this thing all up, and they worked on it for 4 or 5 years. Finally, his brother-in-law and his nephew came and re-rigged the entire thing, and all he runs off of all them panels. The only thing he runs off of it is the farm lights. The lights in the house, the lights in the farm, and all that. He said it never worked. It wouldn't even, the sterilizer machine, it wouldn't run the sterilizer machine. It wouldn't run milking machine, and then after you milk, you have to sterilize it. It wouldn't run the milking. It wouldn't run the sterilizing. It wouldn't run the pumps. He said there was no way to store the kind of energy that it took to run this place.
So, how many acres did he have of solar panels?
It looked to me like 4 or 5 of solid.
Wow.
I mean, it was gigantic.
Just
And he
think
said
of all
the storage destroys it.
Well, not to mention you have to buy batteries.
Well, absolutely. He said
And then when they go bad, you gotta buy
there
them
was no
again.
way to store enough energy to really make it usable. Like, it works good, like if it's like at your home, and for like running your lights in your house and this kind of stuff. But you can't use it to like in Wiz's case, he'll never be able to run the sawmill off of it. There's no way in hell you'll ever get one of those things to generate enough electricity. You can't. I mean, it has its place, but it's not applicable to like running your home or whatever. And all it is a complete waste of money. That's what everybody's told me. Anybody that I've ever had deal with it has said it's, guys like it, like at their cabins, they'll put up a generator system with a half a dozen batteries and then they've got lights and radios and they can run a TV, anything that's like really low voltage.
Well, this time of year, I do have to run the generator, but generally anything from from up to October, from like April to October, maybe even March to October, I don't have to worry. I don't hardly ever have to run the generator. My solar system does pretty damn good. It keeps up
that's my point. It's good to a point, and they have a place. But
right.
Like if you're running a business or you're running your home, and you have to you almost have to stay hooked up to it. It works really good for cutting costs because you can use the power off your solar for a lot of things, and you don't have to pay for off the grid. But to actually, like, you can't run your bucket dryers and the normal stuff in a home.
Right. Well, I've got a solution for that. I'm actually working on a solution for that, using the energy and storing the energy in the form of hydrogen gas. Using the energy to separate water, store the hydrogen gas, and then you feed it into the generators.
That's way over my pay grade.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've been working on. That's the next level of that solution.
Yeah, he sent me a link to a video on a real simplistic
way to make hydrogen.
Yeah, it's an electrolysis system where you separate the two gases, oxygen and hydrogen, is what makes water. It makes H2O. The way you recombine hydrogen is just by burning it, and it turns it back into, because that's the oxygen that's burning the hydrogen. The combination of the oxygen and the hydrogen burning turns it right back into steam.
Yep, H2O, water vapor.
And this guy did it in the video he sent me with what looked like a little water bottle thing, and it's just drilling a few little holes and puts this big metal thing where it's like it sends an electrical charge. It kind of wigwags down through the water, and then it's got a tube coming out, and you got straight hydrogen gas coming out, and nothing's left but the oxygen. So it's separating the hydrogen and the oxygen. So you take that hydrogen bottle and you go put it in your freaking burner, whatever it is that you're going to be burning the gas, and there's no exhaust at all whatsoever. Which is why I don't.
Put it up to about 80 to 100 pounds per square inch PSI. The gas pressure itself.
I don't understand why we aren't all on it.
And if you don't have enough for your utilization, you simply just make bigger tanks so that you can store more. You know what I'm saying?
Most of those guys that came up with that crap are no longer with us.
Right. That
a lot of them.
my
A lot
state.
of them. Yeah.
There was a guy that built a hydrogen car here, and he disappeared.
Yeah.
Nothing more to be heard about it.
Nope.
They raided Edward Leedskellen's little coral castle after he died, and who knows why, if he died because of fully natural, but for the most part it was a natural death. There's a lot of
Oh, fucking hole. What's up? Fire in the bowl.
You guys kill me.
Right.
Oh, shoot.
Ho, ho, ho.
How you doing there, my friend?
Ho, fucking ho.
Right.
Fire in the bowl.
Right. Hell yeah.
I got really lucky this year, man. I got a Surface Pro for my Christmas present for my oldest brother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Got a much better camera. This little Surface Pro, it just folds up. It's just a little, you know. I always wanted one of these things. Now I got a boast.
Brought to you. Brought to
Smoke-a-thon.
Brought to you by Sausage Gravy Biscuit Farms.
I got here, man. It's piney, Christmassy, all of it. Skunky, dreamy.
Night Owl Gamer. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I was not expecting to get a new tablet for Christmas. Freaking Windows Surface. And he gave me like a little adapter so I can connect with all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Time to get into the tech world like Smiley there. Start pioneering a new channel or something. I was actually starting up on the StreamYard channel earlier, and then I saw y'all went live. I was trying to invite a couple old buddies. I need to get some emails from some of you guys, possibly. Wizard or Don or somebody. Apex even. Where's Apex?
Hey, he don't know.
I texted him after Merry Christmas earlier, but I didn't hear back from him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's out doing his thing with a band or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, I forget he does have a little band he's rocking it with.
Yeah. What's up, Zoom?
Grab another beer. Hear me, reindeer.
Apex is in chat. He says, I'm right here. Why are you doing over there? Why'd you get on the fucking screen?
You see us, but I haven't seen you in like a
Hey.
week, please.
Hey, Nightingale, welcome in.
Howdy there, Nightingale.
Also, that was you on the other one, too. Oh, okay. Night Owl Gamer, not Nightingale.
Well, just so you guys know that I'm not trying to be cool with these sweet shades and all. These are my fishing glasses, and they're bifocals, okay? So, top of them are, I look in the water. The bottoms of them that I'm using right now is to where I tie my flies. Because I don't have regular glasses
If
yet.
you're able to stop and get a six-pack of Yuri Hershey's six-pack, I got you back.
So, how's the fishing up there in Michigan where you're at?
It changes every year. You know, I get in the steelhead, I get in the salmon pretty good. Used to go on foot, and then Facebook kind of basically ruined that. All the spots that I took 12 to 15 years to find, now they have hordes of people there. they drop them off by the busloads.
Isn't there
I'm trying to do it out of my boat.
isn't there a couple of Indian reservations up in northern Michigan?
There is Indian Casino. There's a few of those. I don't know about reservations.
I had a friend in the Army that was he was Native American. He was from some tribe up there, and he used to tell me about his bear hunts. And
motherfuckers.
Hey, there he is.
X.
What's going down?
Doing good there, man? You outside in the fire?
Yeah, we were asking whether you were still alive.
That's just the crazy candle that I've got burning.
Nice.
We were wondering if you were still alive.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here.
He's telling
Barely.
ghost stories of the past in his basement with the candles lit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the ghost of Christmas past.
It's past Christmas.
No, you're right. Almost. We got. Wait, is it? No, surely. Yeah, it's 11. We got 1 hour of Christmas left.
It is getting there.
So, what are you drinking there? What kind of beer is that?
Yingling Hershey's.
Hershey's.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. It's kind of addictive, but my brothers are like, ugh. I'm
So
like,
it's like
yeah,
chocolate beer?
it's like a dark lager, really. There's a little chocolate taste, but it's just really like a dark stout beer.
So everywhere in the country, they're starting to have like little microbreweries and stuff around where they're making like.
Tennessee has Yazoo and several others. I mean, handfuls of others.
I mean,
A lot of good beer makers here.
the news was telling me about a bunch of beers he gets around there I've never even heard of
Mm-hmm.
up in Ohio.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I ain't heard of. I love
Yeah,
trying.
we got a bunch of
I
here.
try every single one.
You what? I need to go on a like a beer tasting trip across the country and document it all.
We've got a beer cellar that has probably over 100 or 200 different types of beers. It's
Every year out of the Indy Fairgrounds, we have the it's the Indy Microbrew Festival or something like that. It's basically a big competition for all the microbrewers around Indianapolis and Indiana in general. But you usually have about 100 plus different different types on tap.
So everybody knows the story of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. No. Tell us.
It was a famous. It was a famous award-winning beer, and they wound up going out of business. And a company down in Los Angeles picked it up. All your Pabst comes out of Los Angeles now.
Yeah,
That's
it's probably not as good.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good, actually.
Maybe it could be better. Yeah, I used to drink Pabst quite a bit back when there was a bar that sold them really cheap, like the tall ones. You could get the tall cans for like $2 or $3. I forget.
Yeah.
I like Tap on Tap.
Pool. What's that?
Pabst. Cheap beers like Pabst and Miller on tap is what I like.
Yeah, the High Life or something.
Yeah.
High Life is like the older folks or veterans beer, isn't it? I know some veterans that drink it all day.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just cheap.
It's mainly
cheap.
It's cheap and it's actually decent beer.
Beer's a beer sometimes, and it's the champagne beers anyway.
Yeah.
Champagne beer. That's right. I forgot about that one.
Just thinking, I drank a lot of it with my buddy one time, and it just it's like vodka. I don't really care for, unless it's Grey Goose or some really good vodka. Don't bring me some of that taco vodka.
I'm an IPA guy. I like IPA.
Yeah, I dig IPAs. I don't really drink as much. I got some Delores White Label True Scotch, and I figured out that I mix it with mango juice. It tastes really good.
Nice.
Yeah, just learned that. I need to make my own, I need to have my own bar where I make mixed drinks. I bet I would have been a badass bartender. I just don't like thinking about that because you're up till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Trashed all the time. I get a DUI. I know some DJs that had DUIs. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
I was going to grab my guitar earlier, but I really need to get some new strings on it.
Can you guys hear? Can anybody hear me?
Copy that.
Can
hear you now.
Yes, sir.
5x5.
My other headset don't work. The volume must not work.
Oh.
I haven't heard from Smiley yet, though.
Smiley.
Yeah, he's all muted out.
Where's Wizard at? Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Because I wanna set camp up over there with a solar system.
Yeah,
because it'd work perfect over there. But I don't know what I'm doing. But I can get these batteries for free. They're these giant 12-volt batteries that they use on them giant floor sweepers like hospitals and colleges use.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like they're like the forklift batteries.
Yeah, they're fucking huge, and he can when they get weak or when one of them goes out, it's usually one battery is all it ever is. Okay, when any of the machines, when one battery goes out, he works for the U of M. When one battery goes out, they always replace all three of them. So he said so they've always got two good ones, and right now I think he said he's got 11 of them.
Oh wow, get them!
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of putting them in there, and then I can run because that would run. Like in the summer, like you couldn't run an air conditioner or coffee pot or nothing, but you could run for, and I have a 12-volt inverter, to take everything down to 12 volts. I have that. Or excuse me, take everything from 12 volts and go up to 110. I have that. I already have that.
You could always bring a tester with you and just check all his batteries and see which ones look like they're.
Well, he's done that. He's only keeps the good ones.
Okay, so get those batteries from him if they're free. All you got to do is go get them. Get them.
Yeah, I'll have him bring them over. I'm sure he'll give me 3 or 4 of them.
Well, as many as he'll give you, get them. You know what I'm saying?
You just wire them in succession.
Right, parallel. You run them up to 12 volts. If they're 6-volt batteries, you wire them in series to 12 volts, then you run in parallel.
Okay.
Yep. Where are you from, Carpenter Patriot?
Minnesota.
I was just curious because you're talking about U of M, and I work around that area. So
University of Minnesota here, not Michigan.
Oh, sorry. Nope.
Got the new calendar.
Well, you guys are all up there by the big lake.
Yeah, I'm in the southeast corner, a little town called Chatfield.
Yeah,
probably 30 miles from the Mississippi River. I run around in the Mississippi River Valley. That's where my digs are.
Right.
I run around all there.
Over there too. Well, hey guys, I gotta dip out for a minute. I gotta go run and grab some smokes. So you allow me back on in 15 minutes, I'd be happy to. And then if not, I understand.
All right, man. Well, hurry back.
All right. What is that? A
Merry
69 Javelin?
That's a Corvette.
It's a 69 AMC. Yep. AMX.
Oh, AMX. Javelins. AMX is the Javelin with a 396.
That sounds about right. I had a buddy that would talk all that talk. I don't know it, but yeah. 33 custom Ford. Pretty sick.
Yo, what up, them?
Just 73 Mustang Boss GT.
3-minute warning.
1940.
3-minute warning.
Hey, do I sound clear?
Yep.
Yeah, you good?
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Hey, Smiley.
What's up, Apex?
What's going on, man?
Dropped.
A whole lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah? Uh-oh. Is it good a whole lot or bad a whole lot?
Santa stole all my gifts under the Christmas tree.
Are you fucking serious?
No, there was just nothing there.
Oh.
This is an
I don't think you
O'Reilly's
put anything
calendar.
there.
My brother works
You know
there.
what would be really fucked up? Is if
Right.
you woke up one day and all your fish were just gone.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah. That'd be interesting.
The tanks were still there. All the hookups
Dude.
were still there and still flowing. Just somebody stole just your fish.
I would think the snails ate them. Most likely that's what would happen.
Wait, hold up. Do snails eat fish?
Fucking snails.
Yes.
On this motherfucking yacht.
The fuck kind of snails do you have,
Dude.
bro?
I had like these freshwater shrimp and some of them died and they were gone by the end of the day. The snails ate them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if y'all have Kroger around where you're at, but they've got some. I just picked up yesterday 2 bags of shrimp. These shrimp are literally like half the size of my hand. $16 a bag.
Not bad.
Yeah,
$16 for.
I guess they're like prawns. I
It's like
assume something like that.
That's what I was talking about, Carpenter Patriot.
Okay.
Oh,
Now what's that? By inverter that turns it from the
AC
whatever is that
That goes
12 volt
back to
to
the solar
110.
all good. 'Cause
The solar the solar panels hook up to it.
some other
The
stuff.
batteries hook up to it. Your generator hooks up to it. You can hook a power grid line to it, and it is a full system controller.
Oh wow.
Any,
So you don't have to buy an inverter. You don't have to buy a charge controller. You don't have to buy the individual items. This one item does everything, and it's like this one's just under $600.
Yeah, that looks all right. Yeah, I think we're gonna hook up to.
pretty cool.
Fire in a bowl.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hook up to the grid, but I think I'm gonna put a 12 volt system in there just run separately on. Yeah, yep.
Right. Well, you can hook the batteries to that. You hook the solar panels to that. You hook the generator to that, and
You can make it out. You can make it an uninterruptible power supply. So if the grid goes down, it automatically switches.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Something like that.
Yeah, because
Yep.
when I lived in Texas for a while, the power when there was lightning storms, the power would just blink on and off, and having a UPS on a computer was, worth it. So
Yep.
uninterruptible power supply is the way to go, especially if you're trying to do anything important.
But this is an all system controller. It'll take it in from a solar panel. It'll take it in from a generator. It'll take it in from the grid. It doesn't care.
And since Zach is here, yes, Zach, I'm going to answer your concern about the inverter. Yes, it comes with alligator clips. If you need a boost in the morning.
Emerald, is this one of them systems that Like it'll charge from any venue, whether it's the sun, whether it's solar. It'll charge from any venue, but everything runs off of that system. So as long as the batteries are charged, it runs off the batteries and it doesn't draw, because we're talking about putting one of them in over there too, so that like the main power would charge the batteries at all times, and solar. So if you don't have enough solar, the line will charge it. Okay, and then when you use it, so what supposedly what this thing does is it can cut your electric costs by like 70%.
That's
what this one. Yeah, they got some pretty elaborate around where I hunt, because power is such a big deal. They have some pretty elaborate systems.
Yeah. And this
that do different
all into one unit, and it's only $600 instead of the $1,500 in equipment you'd have to buy otherwise.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Carpenter, I'm installing two of these.
What's that?
I'm in the process of installing two of these for 10 kW, two 5 kW units, and they're 48 volt. They're not 12 volt units.
Right.
Well,
they're 48 volt.
What's the difference though? Like in running things.
The difference, it's just double the power. You gotta, so I get double the inverter, I get double the PV. So I'm going to pull, instead of 6,000 watts of solar off on 6,000 each, I'll pull 2 times 6,000 for a total of 12,000. I'll be able to hook up to 2 separate batteries. I'll be able to tie them together with data lines, and so they're phased correctly. They understand. They talk to one another. That kind of shit.
Oh, cool.
Yep, you can hook them in series so that they and run them in tandem, so that they duplicate each other.
The brand that I'm using, the GrowWatt ES5000s, you can stack up to 6 of these on top of each other or in series for a total of 30 kW or 30 kW of power.
Yeah, but what kind of a storage bank do you need for that?
Well, not as much as you may think. I ordered 2 5 kW batteries, and a 5 kW battery is a 48 volt DC 100 amp hour battery for a total of basically 5,000 watts or 5,000 kVA or watt hours specifically. I ordered 2 of those batteries for 10,000 watts. That should run my house, air conditioner and everything else.
How much were the batteries?
For 24 hours. The batteries were about $3,000 for $1,500 each.
What's the lifespan?
These are commercial custom.
That pays for itself literally within a year, though, with all your running.
Yes. But I don't mean to jump up in here and monopolize, because the wife says that I'm bragging when I talk about the shit that I've done. So I'm going to shut up. But I will offer. I'm happy to offer consultation or discussion if you want to do that.
We need your input on this. Okay?
Fucking right. I'm a fucking retard with this stuff, you guys. I can build a nice box to put anything in, but that's about as far as my skill goes.
So here's what you're going to want to do. There's 100 YouTube videos on how to wire these things. So what I'm going to do and I have a degree in electrical engineering, but I am not an electrical guy. In other words, I don't do code or NEMA electrical. I leave that to the paid professionals. What I do is I'll be happy to string the wire. Put the wire between them, put the batteries in, the things that the YouTube will tell me how to do it. And then before I put it on the grid or before I turn it on, I'll bring an electrician out and have him bless the whole thing and say it's the code.
Yeah.
Or if it's not the code, make it the code.
Right.
Simple.
Yep.
There's your sleep.
But if you look up the GrowWatt, GROWATT, they've got quite a few models in the 3,000 and 5,000 area. But I just bought 2 GrowWatt ES5000s They were $899 each.
Okay.
I also paid, I think, about $500 for. The problem with these little grow watts is they only put out 208 volts. No 120. There's no 120 volts there. As a matter of fact, if you look at the thing that you just showed there, it says it's a 48 volt system that only puts out 208 volts AC. What you need to do to convert that to 120 volts AC is a center tap transformer. And those are available for, I think, about anywhere between $350 and $450. And easy to wire in. And all this goes into a mains panel.
Right.
Questions? I'll shut up now.
No, you're doing fine. You're fine. But yeah, the transformer, I didn't know you needed a transformer with those, but yeah.
Center pole converter or what?
Yeah, center pole transformer.
What is
center? Yeah, it's a center tap or a center
tap.
Center tap transformer.
The kind it is. Okay.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not an expert at center tap transformers, but I was smart enough to call the people at, I think it was GrowWatt, and their guy hooked me up with everything. He says, you'll need this, take care of this, go here. This is the way you're going to do it. This is code. This is this. I'm like, great. Make it happen, Captain.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to call.
And all that expertise is free. So
and I'm give you a diagram for your power board.
Yep. They'll give me everything I want. Just, I guess that's what paying the extra to go through a dealer is. I can pick up the phone. Their sales guys, their tech guys will walk me through the whole thing.
Heck yeah.
And it's really not that much more expensive when you got the guarantees coming through with the company and a sales rep. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That is just fucking fantastic.
But
by the way, Don, Ghost.
What's that, sir?
Room. Merry Christmas, Zach, Smouse, Ho fucking ho. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Leibowski.
Yep, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
Yeah, I like that. I like that O'Reilly calendar you got. Did you go to O'Reilly shop and get that?
My brother works there, so he gave me.
Oh man, you got the deal. I like that calendar.
Smiley, you're gonna love this, bro. I just turned on MSI Afterburner for my my graphics card.
Right.
And I watched it drop from 135 degrees Fahrenheit to 91. All I had to do is boost my fan speed to 55%.
Congratulations.
Dude, my nephew, he's jamming with that new Forza 5 Horizon, dude. He's got it on his CPU with some mad, maybe not the best, but it's bumping.
I started looking to those 3080s.
What do you got there, Zach?
Gentleman comes fireball.
It's like a yo-yo. Oh, I gave my brothers like yo-yos. I gave everybody a yo-yo this year. Those ones, they're kind of crappy, but they're like this circle, and you're never supposed to have to wind it. But they don't do any tricks, They don't go down there and spin them.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope everyone has had as merry of a Christmas as I have. Please, Zach.
Shit, Don T has a fair hat on.
Edibles.
Dude, I'm a hardcore ho-ho-hoer. I am.
I did not know that.
Hold on a second. Go ahead, Zach.
Go ahead, Zach.
Edibles. It's the edibles. Yeah.
Cankles.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
cankles.
You're gonna get floaty.
Did somebody say cankles?
No, I'm pretty sure he said nipples.
We always get them floaties when we go on them big 4-wheeler trips up in northern Wisconsin and northern Minnesota. And I'm usually one of the, like, I like my four-wheeler. I like it pin it and fucking airborne and jumping and all. And I eat a couple of them fucking floaties and I'm just fine in the back, just trolling along, watching what's going on.
By four-wheelers, you're talking about a lady or a vehicle?
Yeah, ATVs.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I got 2 of those.
Oh, I love them. Fuck, they're fun.
Absolutely love them.
That one loop we're on is a 60-mile loop. And, you know, I'm usually one leading and flying up these fucking way out in the sticks, you know. And then we were eating edibles. It was the second day we were there. We were eating edibles. And here I am. I'm like second to the last with the girls. And I'm just kind of taking it easy, driving along. Look, everything. I was having a blast. And they're like, what the hell's the matter with you? Are you okay? I'm like, fuck, I couldn't be better.
Apex, you have a 1080 Ti, right?
Yeah.
And are you looking to get a 3080?
That's a little out of my price range.
Right. It's only $1,200, Apex.
Man, I remember when that thing was like $3,000 for a second.
Right now it's $1,200. It actually went down.
Well, that's nice.
NVIDIA is saying that the chip shortage will be over in the first quarter of next year.
Yeah.
Thank you, NVIDIA. Thank you.
I'll be honest with you. I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening.
Oh, you don't? Oh, man.
But they're out with stock guidance to say that very thing. They're gonna end the chip shortage as we know it, is what they said. I don't know how the fuck you're gonna do that. Zach, go ahead, sir.
Yesterday I got 4 containers of edibles because my sister works at a dispensary.
Awesome.
Oh, hey,
That's
Zach,
cool.
Nice.
you suck. Okay? Just want you to know that.
Unless, of course, we stop to visit y'all.
Yeah, we don't get free edibles, okay? We don't have sisters that work at dispensaries and bring it home like candy in a fucking bag.
I've got some
Just say it. You know, I love you and everything, but you suck.
I do like edibles. Them are all right.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't really.
Yeah, Apex. I bought a new aquarium. I had enough money to get a graphics card, but
Yeah.
I went with the aquarium.
Well, there you go.
That's probably a better choice. Better
Yeah.
investment, clearly.
Yeah, I'd have to have 4 of those gummies. I never eat enough of them to feel like really good. But then again, I never get like high quality gummies, I'm sure. They seem like they are, but of the handful of times I've had them, I mean, some of you guys probably eat edibles every day of some sort.
Right.
But
I don't. If somebody gave me free edibles, I'd probably just either give them to Apex or sell them. Because I don't eat them, so.
Yeah.
You should probably eat one. I'm sorry, I'm a horrible influence.
Yeah, I'm not taking advice from you, Apex.
Influence
I
you. I
wouldn't.
don't think you have any influence on us, but some of those lurkers, maybe. You might influence some trolls.
There's a
Eat a bunch
possibility.
of edibles.
Hi, Huckleberry.
I would be a good dealer because I would never touch my own supply.
Well, I actually had a friend in high school. He sold weed but never smoked it, and he was making fucking bank in high school.
That would be like me.
Yeah,
There's
it's
my
not
Huckleberry.
a bad.
Show you guys. I just got
Hi, Huckleberry.
universal socket. I'm sure you saw the little.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Gator. They used to have the Gator one.
Hello, Huckleberry.
Made in China, but
Yeah, but it
I don't.
works.
I've used one before and it didn't. I don't know how well it worked.
Dude, it's
I'm
good in an
curious.
emergency, especially when you strip the bolt.
I will say this one is springy. The old ones they didn't
Yeah.
spring back and they would get stuck. So maybe this one will work good.
See, I've never had any luck with those.
Moon Go
At least in
tool.
automotive use, they tend to break.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're mostly for emergencies. Like if you really can't find the tool,
Yeah, just have this on hand up front.
yeah, they'll save you. Or if you
It's
break a
in-
bolt in half, like they'll save you.
Hey guys,
See?
I'll be back. I got somebody calling in.
All right.
All right.
Copy that. All the back. Oh, I got this bottle of Jack Daniels. Yeah, I don't do well with Jack. Me and Jack get in fights. I've never
Hey, Huck, here, take my spot.
gone that far with it, but I like Smiley's little burnout. Who is that? He almost looks like that picture.
Kramer?
Looks like the aliens, dude.
Tom DeLuise.
Yeah. I need to keep up with chat. Let's see. Tune Matt. What's up?
Yeah, Zach.
Good, Zach.
I got 4 containers with 100 milligrams of THC per container.
Okay.
Oh,
Now you're showing off, Zach.
This is like Christmas presents. He's gonna come down the chimney smoking tonight.
Zach, what's your address, by the way? Steal your stash and sell it.
All right. I'm gonna scroll up. I can keep up with chat sometimes. I don't know.
It's okay, we get the problem.
They're not from China. Chinese seafood. Why would Chinese seafood be Fukushima bad?
Oh, radioactive.
They're all commie fish.
Yeah. They ship the bad stuff. They keep the good stuff for themselves.
Yeah.
Valentine. Wow, everybody's hiding out there. Nightingale, you're welcome to come in and chat. Say, Merry Christmas. People. This is so nice out though, by the way. It is like 60 degrees, maybe 65 almost. I mean,
We got some kind of a storm blowing in.
yeah, I heard it's supposed to have a little maybe storm in Tennessee here tomorrow. We'll see. I need to look at the weather. I never look at the weather like I used to. I just kind of gave up on the weather.
Yeah, because
But, I mean, I should look at it because it's really helpful when you're working situations. I used to do landscaping. It really helped when I knew every day of the way. You know, I was like a forecaster myself. Half the time you're right and the forecaster on TV is wrong. You know, it's just the way it is. What else is up, Zach? You said something. You had 4 quarters, or 4 ounces. Good trees. That's what I got. I got that New Year's resolution. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Zach.
4 containers.
Could you taste the cannabis in gummies?
Yeah.
I would imagine. I've tasted it. It's present. It's there. I get the body buzz. I don't feel like when I choke up from smoking, it's a little bit better, I'd say. It's good stuff.
I never tried them, so I don't know.
You never even had a gummy. Oh my gosh. You're kidding. You're really skipping out on life, man. I don't.
You got to eat them like M&Ms to get the full effect.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I've ever had the full effect because I have like 1 or 2 somebody gave me. I never go looking for them, put it that way. They always land in my lap, and I'm like, yeah, it was like a brownies. I never got high off the brownies.
If you eat too many edibles, you'll turn into Bernie Sanders.
Oh God.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Zach, what's up?
I get all giggly ghost with one.
Yeah.
If it's
Take
the
a
right one,
take a few, and you'll be talking about free healthcare.
Sure. I haven't had them since Obamacare was a real thing.
Yeah.
Now they got like 10 posters outside of Walgreens, like, or maybe 3. You know, it's like overkill.
That's why they were pushing the free healthcare thing so hard, because then they were going to roll out mandates.
Like, how many people have to fail in the system to realize how the system has failed?
Yep.
And you're humans. If robots were doing this, I might understand. But when it comes to people seeing how they're getting screwed and every day, getting taken care of. I mean, look at veterans here now. I don't want to go into it, really. It's Christmas.
So the people leading it, like the people who shut down the Keystone Pipeline, keep Nord Stream open. Those people are not as stupid as it seems. They're doing it to protect their own investments. They don't have that big interest in the oil companies. They have big interest in overseas deals. Like, these people are not dumb at all.
Right.
They'd
Like
rather
all
you
the
just
short,
laugh. Yeah.
all the shortages we're having, you guys. You're going to tell me we have a lumber shortage in America, an energy shortage, and the one I really liked it. This is the one where you just can't overlook it. A fucking food shortage in America.
Right.
You know, it's all manipulated. Those fucking chips, everything they're doing, it's all. Look back a year and a half ago.
But there's
like,
people
we don't
there's people
have
like Mitch McConnell, right? Like Mitch McConnell, he would just want us to think, oh, the Democrats are just stupid. We just need to give them a slap on the wrist. Like, these people are not stupid. They're purposely sabotaging our oil industry.
Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. Fucking oil, our gas should be $1.50 a gallon at the most.
Yep. And then when you hear about all the pipe, the pipe they didn't even install yet, and all the pipe, maintenance bases, the electrical systems, all just laying there, millions of dollars of equipment just laying there. That's crazy. So they were robbed. They were robbed by the U.S. government.
Doesn't surprise me. First of all,
no, not at all.
It's like an operation in the background that you just don't see running. Yeah. Well, I would say a lot of people see something running.
Well, people are seeing it more now. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. Gas just a year ago was $1.70 a gallon, 60 a gallon around here. Now it's fucking $3.29. You got to be shitting me. And they shut down. Why? Because they shut down a pipeline that never fucking got hooked up.
Right.
Yeah.
But immediately when they shut it down, the prices go through the roof. It's all manipulated bullshit. It's all a fucking lie. Every bit of it is a lie. It's nonsensical. We're being spanked because we're not going along with the fucking worldwide agenda. That's what happens. They're trying to spank us for it. But they're cutting their own throats too, A lot of that's why you'll see stuff come back online, because they can only hold out for so long. And then it starts affecting their
his friend, and they got the little brother in a headlock, and they got his head in the toilet.
Well, absolutely. That's exactly what's going on. And I am fucking tired of it myself. And I ain't fucking messing with it. And I ain't going along with it. And I ain't listening to this shit. I've lost total fucking faith in our medical professions. I've lost total fucking faith in our school systems in this country, both collegiate and regular. I've lost faith in it all. It's like we got... to me, you guys, what I see now, not all of them, and I understand that. I'm not saying everyone, but for the most part, if you got a fucking big college degree, you're a fucking idiot. Especially if that college degree is from the last. How do you even fucking know anymore if what they're teaching you is real or not.
It's all piece of papers and badges and medals, and
Yeah, it's all
people
bullshit.
behind them don't have the skill anymore.
That's right. Well, what happened years ago was all these big Johnson & Johnson and Procter & Gamble was one that almost went under because of it. They started hiring these people out of college because they had these big highfalutin college degrees, and they started getting rid of their expensive people that they had brought up through the system that were running the system and doing a really good job. But the bean counters got in there and thought, well, for the money we're paying this guy, we can hire 3 other people straight out of college with these highfalutin degrees. And then they realized that our colleges are turning out fucking idiots. And it's been going on for, 40 years, pretty much my entire life.
Yep.
I was in the trades, you guys. I was a carpenter, and I was a carpenter. Do you know how many 4-year degrees in everything you can possibly imagine? That would come to be working with us, and I'd look at them and I'd like, what in the hell are you doing this for? I did giant structural concrete work. I'm like, what would ever possess you to do this for a living with a degree like that? Well, they can't make any money. There's no jobs. They don't, starting salary.
I didn't know
the school system's not following the market.
Oh yeah, that's what I did for a career, was structural concrete.
I did that too.
The school is advertising jobs that don't exist, right? So they're basically telling people that once they get the degree, they'll have all this. Like they're even turning out way too many engineering degrees, because a lot of people are like, oh, go into engineering. It's not a waste of time like English or arts. No, a lot of the engineers don't qualify for the jobs like in like working for Lockheed or any of those companies. So if you're not doing like exceptionally well in the engineering program, you won't get the job. Once you go to the interview and they see who you really are, and if you just got like C's on everything and just passed, that engineering degree won't mean anything.
That's right.
So,
that's right. It's worthless.
So we have a lot of idiot people with engineering degrees too. It's not just the liberal arts. It's so widespread. It's more shocking than it seems.
It really is. It really is.
So these engineering students are the same frat boys that are partying and getting drunk all the time. You really believe they know what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? And because I was on campus with these people, I saw that they're binging at the last minute for exams. They don't have an interest in engineering. It's not like a passion of theirs, but they're all in engineering.
Yeah.
But they're partying every Friday, getting drunk, peeing off of balconies. I saw it in person. Like this is, it's bad. It's bad what's going on in the schools.
And when you claim bankruptcy on everything, the only thing that you can't claim bankruptcy on is college.
Yeah.
No school loans. You can do it on everything else. You can buy houses, businesses, vehicles, anything like that. You can claim bankruptcy on any other debt owned, but you can't claim bankruptcy on college student loans.
The school's the pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it really is. I agree with you 100%. And I'm not, and don't get me wrong, you guys, I've met some college educated people that are fucking brilliant. But I'm talking for the most part. We're turning out you wonder why our everything's going to hell in this country. We're turning out a bunch of fucking idiots that don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Not all of them. There are, like you said, it's like they do this. They get told, well, hey, there's really good money if you go into this. So they go into that, but they don't understand that when you go into that, your college degree only gives you a couple legs up from entry level, and then you have to learn it from the bottom up.
It just gets you the interview. Because I'll say that a lot of the companies, especially here in New York, if you look at a lot of the companies, they require you to have the degree just because, or they won't even call you in for the interview.
Right.
It just gets you in the door. But once you get in the door, you have to show them your portfolio, what you've done before, your skills. Otherwise, you don't get the job. Doesn't matter if you have the degree.
Yeah, I used to work with four-year college degrees. You guys coming out the ass with 4-year college degrees. And I just like, what are you doing here? How could you do this for a living? And they're like, I can't get a job, and the job I can get, I can't make any money at.
especially the people especially it might some people are gonna say, oh, that's sexist, but a lot of the females that were, it's not many females in the engineering programs, but the ones that were in there were talking about how hard it was to get that degree, while you have some of the males in the program just sailing through it easily. So if something's that hard for them, why do they want to go into a profession where they're asked to do more? Even they're not textbook problems, they're complicated real life problems. Why would they want to do that job just to say, I was the first female engineer in my family? Like, if you can't do the job, you can't do the job, because it's hard in real life. And if you're having so much, and college is not supposed to be that difficult. It's just that the people getting in are, they just made it in, and they had to work so hard. They gave up everything, like they gave up family, everything, just to pass their classes. That means it's too hard for them. They shouldn't be in there.
Right. One time we were pouring an elevator shaft in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and in between each pour you have iron that goes up into the next pour. I did jump forms that were by themselves, but you have iron that goes up into the next form, and it holds the two together where you pour, where you stop and start all the time. Okay, we were going up, and the guys come on. I'd made 3 pours already. This was on my 4th pour, and there was like 16 of them in all, and that was on my 4th pour. And the guy come up, and I had these rebar at the top laying off to the side.
Right.
And I was pouring up to that level of rebar, and this was the rebar that hooked the two together. That stuck up, that when you walked up there and you looked at what I was done, you seen the concrete was poured at a level, and it was all that rebar that's sticking up that you see. Okay, right. I had it off, and I was stacking it in. We were pouring, and then they're like, "What the hell are you doing? What are you doing?" With this not being installed like they had it written on a piece of paper. And then I had to explain to them that you've got 3/4 inch aggregate going in a 1/2 inch hole.
Right.
So we can't pour through that through our hook. It's called our structural barrier. We can't pour through that. So I would take out every other rebar, set it aside, pour up to that level, put that rebar in at that level, and then continue the last 3 feet up.
Right.
They shut the fucking job down. The guy screamed at me on there, made me, I'm just standing there looking at this guy like he's wearing a suit, and I'm looking at him like, I don't even know who the fuck, I've never seen you before in my life. And he's screaming at me, telling me how stupid it is. God is my witness.
He
shut the fucking job down for 3 weeks solid, you guys. And it went all the way back to engineering, all the way back to architectural.
Well,
when it come back from architectural, do you know what their answer to the question was that we were having? What? Take every other rebar out and install it when you get up to that level. I was like fucking dumbfounded. I was like, how many thousands of fucking dollars did you spend to come back and tell me to just keep doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a level of stupid. Some of these engineers, you guys, I've been to an engineer. This God is my witness, because I was a boss, so I got into, and I have exactly what I need in structural engineering to increase most of the time the business has paid me to do it. So I got paid to go to school.
Right.
But these guys, I was sat in an engineering meeting one time. Of course, I'm in the back. I don't know nothing. I'm just a fucking carpenter. What the hell do I know? And this guy asked if we had rubber tips for the end of our jackhammers so it wouldn't vibrate so far through the hospital. And I was fucking dumbfounded. I was get this. I had another guy, we were doing the block out, all the stonework on the outside of the building. And the guy come up, well, when you do stonework, you see the side that's really pretty, you got the nice struck joints, looks real nice, it's real clean, it looks beautiful on the outside. Well, the inside, whatever you use for concrete or mortar just kind of slops behind there. Well, this fucking nutcase with a 7-year college degree looked at that. He didn't like that messy look down in there in the foot between the wall that you were standing up on the front, the brick facade, and the structural end of it was tied together. He didn't like all that slag down there, that old mortar. So God is my witness. I'm sitting at a meeting, and he looks at everybody, and he said, "Is there a bug we can put in there to eat that mortar?" Yeah. A bug we can put in there to eat that mortar, and never missed a beat. My superintendent, who I was really good friends with, never missed a beat. And he says, "Well, yeah, but how do we know when they're full?"
Yeah.
And the guy looked at him like he was stupid, and he said, "Well, then we just come
fantasy.
back." Yeah, he said, "I'll just come back the next day, and there'll just be a pile of bricks there, and these bugs that have eaten all the mortar."
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard some stupid shit that from 7-year college degrees. It's like I can't believe you can tie your fucking shoes in the morning.
Yeah.
complete. And I've worked for doctors, you guys. I did contract work on the side, and I didn't have to solicit it. It come to me. I built everything, decks,
Well,
buildings.
a lot of these people went into engineering because they saw the pay and they like the prestige that comes with calling themselves an engineer, but they have no passion for it. Like they should probably be writing or doing like fictional stories or video game development. They shouldn't be in engineering.
Right. There's so much of that going on.
Yeah,
There's so
because
much.
maybe they are good at technical stuff, but they should be designing like fantasy video games and stuff like that, not in like designing structures for people.
Right. Right.
There's a place for them, just not designing buildings.
Yeah, that's right.
Or bridges.
It's also the way the workforce is set up to failure for them. There used to be, I forget what it's called, but something people could go into and get a skill or trade.
Trade schools. Trade skills.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I did. I went through carpentry school. You got put through school. As a laborer, you just got to go in. I got in as a laborer. I was there for a couple of years, and it wasn't long. And I was telling these carpenters that were making $9 an hour more than me. I was telling them, no, you can't put it together like this. You got to put it together. Well, that went on for a couple of years. And then I decided, fuck that. I'm going to get the money. So I went in and I took the carpentry test and all that. And that's when I jumped over into that. And then to go from being a regular carpenter to even being a lead carpenter, you have to have a certain amount of hours in the structural design and structural architecture and all this kind. And then so when I did it, whenever they'd want to promote me, I just did the very basic minimum that they required. I never took a thing extra. Right. I hated that. I hated that shit. I worked with some people that were so unbelievably stupid that I was left speechless. I was left speechless. I didn't even know what to say to them. They're just fucking complete idiots. It's like, holy shit. You went to 4 years of college, or in some cases 6 years of college, and this is your idea? Wow. Right. You know, and here I am just guys.
I got stories like that with these IT guys that these banks and stuff have. Some of these people are just, are you fucking serious? You're really that set up like that? Yeah. What the? Where did you learn that? You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. And,
but I think it's a lot like he's saying about people not having the passion. You can't base your life on the amount of money you're going to make. You got to base it on your interest, and the money will take care of itself afterward. Like there was no doubt, you guys, that whatever I did for a living, it was going to be in the building and trades of some type. I always liked putting stuff together and taking stuff apart. Not motors, but like that. I always liked that. It was always what I liked. And people got to go into that stuff and start doing what they like and what they care about. And if you do that, well, then you don't have it really. You kind of don't have any choice but be good at it.
And you're able to do it. You're able to do it without sacrificing your soul. You know.
Right. Or come out with a gigantic loan. I was in getting believe it or not, I was in getting a sandwich at where the hell? One of these big. God, it's the most popular one in the country for sub sandwiches.
Subway.
Yeah, I was in Subway, and the lady behind the counter was giving the other two girls there was three girls. This big stupid one with pink hair, and then these other two young. They looked like little high school girls, and she was just chewing their ass about how they were doing everything wrong and stuff. And then she said something about her college degree.
Well, they always I just go back to that.
Yeah, that's what she come back to, a college degree. I looked at her. I said, "So you got what? Is it a 2-year degree or what exactly?" No, I have a 4-year degree. Yeah, she went into all this shit. I have a 4-year degree. She's like a pay scale and a half, 2 pay scales above these entry level.
Right.
And I looked at her and I said, I will bet you, by the time you pay your loans, you make less money than these two make.
Dude, and a lot of people with these arts degrees, let's say in English writing or in even arts like fine arts like painting, if you've seen their work, it's like there's a website called DeviantArt, and most people on there, they can't paint, they can't draw, but they say it's art is whatever, it's whatever you say. I forget how they say it, but they don't believe in objective standards for anything, and they're not really good at painting. They paint like little kids, but then it's sad because a lot of them went to school for years to be an artist, but they paint like little kids. And then they'll tell you like, oh, don't judge. It's a Western thing to judge. The art. It's a Western. Those are Western standards, and they're basically scribbling. So why did they pay thousands of dollars in school to scribble?
Right. Well, I really think it's been a plan. Pretty much, I'm 60, so pretty much going back most of my way through my life, as far as I ever know, I think it's a plan, and they're actually intentionally turning out stupid people in this country.
Yep.
I mean, it's for a reason. I don't, and maybe it's the tinfoil hat's too tight on my head. I don't know what you want to, because I've seen some shit that I never would have believed that I found out was real. And so now when I look at everything with this wider perspective and this with a big objective lens, and I don't look at it anything really narrow. And what I see is that this has been they've intentionally burdened them with financial.
Right.
The average person's college degree is what you or I or anybody else buys on our average home.
They're also importing them from other countries, because when I did some advisory stuff to get money when I was in graduate school, right? And I could see the people's GPAs. And there was this one, for example, one Mexican girl's GPA was like a 1.87 out of 4. She's basically a failure. And she barely knew English, was in a English-speaking school in Texas. She was on a full scholarship for whatever reason, not for academics. And so they're importing people just to get federal funding for these people, saying that, they just need more help. They just need more tutoring. But no, this girl was like, she's scoring scores that are basically says that she's retarded. And nobody wants to say it.
Right.
I tell you what, though, I got my degrees and never had a dime of debt.
That's nice.
I would.
Right, you did it the right way.
We were going to work one time when we were coming back from La Crosse, Wisconsin, and it's like an hour and a half ride. We were listening to this lady on the channel talk about how in your career, you're only ever supposed to take exactly what it takes to further your career and not one class more.
So, and the other thing they're doing is that in New York City, so at the time I was seeing it, if you're making 12,000 or under, right? If they say if you're under the poverty line, you get everything, you get college and everything for free. So a lot of those people graduate with no debt, even though they didn't get academic scholarships. They were getting scholarships based on being under the poverty line. They were just getting, everything handed to them, and they're not even living that poor. If you see these people.
Wow.
Hey, Wiz, did you hear?
Hey, Zach, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, hey family, I'm going to hop down. Hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I love you all.
Merry Christmas,
buddy.
Merry Christmas, Zach.
May the force be with you and your gummies.
Yes. Merry Christmas, bro.
But that's one of the main things about socialism is it kills people's incentive and ingenuity.
Yep.
It just destroys it. That's like why like in your case, Smiley, you go and you learn everything you've learned in your technical institute, and not only are you learning it, you're interested in it and you like it, and you are that exception that I was talking about. Right. Not everybody. You're one that's doing that because that's what I want to do, and I like doing it.
Right.
Okay. Why do that when if you're going to go out and you're going to work that job and you're going to get the same job and you're not going to get compensated for it? You're just going to be still at this menial level, and you really can't go up. And it just like takes all. Like I'm not going to go put extra hours in learning something, figuring something out, coming up with some new way of doing something. Taking the initiative and building something because you get paid back for it later. They don't pay you back for it in these socialists. It really looks like a Bolshevik style overthrow is what it looks like to me. And people look at me like I was, you guys don't, because you kind of get what I'm saying. But to me, I'm from the outside, it looks like a Bolshevik. There's kids coming out. I got a 29-year-old daughter. There's kids coming out of school, you guys, with all kinds of these 6-7 year degrees, and they can't change a tire on a car.
Dude, the other thing that affected me personally, when at one time I was looking for jobs in software development in Lower Manhattan, right? And I'm seeing everything says that they sponsor visas. And then you need at least 10 years of experience in the field to get the job. So that means that if you're just graduating, you're not going to have any job in any field with them. But they'll take somebody from India or some other country, and they'll pay for them to come down here. They'll sponsor the visa and everything to replace everybody.
Sounds to me like some people know what's really being done.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to
even
take
though-
these people in American schools because they're being taught to be idiots. I'm going to take these Indian people. I'm going to take
the other thing that you didn't know is that the Indians aren't scoring as high as you think. They're not as smart as you think.
They're not that smart. And
They're
get
not.
this, they what it is they don't have to pay them as much. Number one. Number two, those jobs are subsidized by the federal government. So
Yes, they get money for this.
they get money for hiring these guys.
It's like everything is a giant money laundering scam.
It is. That's how it turned into.
Yeah, it's what it is. I don't care if it's our energy. I don't care if it's our resources. I don't care if it's our college. Everything is a fucking giant money laundering scam.
Well, let's say they get $25 a tech. Let's say they get $25 an hour. Let's say they get $25 an hour for each tech they hire in, right? And they pay the guy $18 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right. Yeah,
I'm
I know
talking
exactly
about government contracts.
Yep.
Just for hiring them, they get $25 an hour to hire this guy. But they hire him in at 18, so they actually make money for bringing this fucker in.
And they're getting somebody who's desperate, doesn't care about American freedom, will come down here and do whatever it takes just to stay here and not get deported.
Huckleberry's Ranger's fine. Ranger's fine. He got he was chasing a car earlier and got under a tire. No broken bones. He got pretty scratched up. But
well, sometimes that's what it takes, though.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be chasing cars anytime soon.
Yeah, that's good. You know, we had a buddy when I was in high school, and we didn't realize it was even their house, but this dog would always come out of the ditch. We live out rural. This dog would always come out of the ditch and chase right alongside the car. Well, we were driving around getting fucking stoned. We were only going 35, 40, but we were driving around getting stoned one day and smoking pot, and this dog came out of the ditch, and my buddy says to me, he says, "Door that fucker," you know. So I opened the door and caught it with the front door and just rolled the thing in the ditch. And we knew it because it done it all the time. Well, come to find out, it was this other friend of ours. It was his dad. They knew who we were.
Oh,
so he comes to us and he said, the guy says, you're one of them kids that doored my dog, aren't you? And, you know, now I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And there was no lying. There was no, he knew it. He knew exactly who we were. He told us, you know, that's who, this is a group. This is who you are. And I'm like, finally, you know, you're like, yeah. And he goes, I just wanted to tell you, thanks. He said, we couldn't get that damn. Yeah. He said it didn't hurt the dog that bad, but he said, it don't chase cars anymore. So that might be what that might be the best thing to happen to that dog is to get slapped on the ground. Like, yep,
exactly. Because he's not injured that badly. He's got one raw spot where he lost a chunk of skin, but he's not liking it. He's not walking home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it might be the best thing. That might be what makes him this today might have just saved that dog's life.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too. Well, he didn't knock the puppy out of him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's okay. I mean, dogs are like that. They're stupid. They got to learn.
Well,
you know,
these guys are pretty smart. I mean,
no. I mean, they just are stubborn. They have their like chasing cars. They're just stubborn that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes the only way to learn is, you know, slap them on the ground hard.
Right.
You know,
well, you know, I've tried the discipline collar and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've been all over that.
Because they're a pack animal. They only learn by submission.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you all I got to do is put that collar on him and make it tone. I don't have to zap him. You know,
most people I know that use those, that's how it works. They use them at first to teach them.
Yep.
But then after that, you have to have a collar. One guy had a piece of styrofoam because it was orange. The collar was a collar with an orange block on it, was the thing that ran the control for shocking him and all that kind of crap.
Right.
And in the end, all he had to do, he had just a regular brown collar and he had a piece of styrofoam taped on it with orange duct tape. And because the dog was two different dogs. It was a dog with that collar on and a dog without it. They were two different animals.
But they act differently when they got that collar on.
Like totally different, like completely, like it's not even the same dog. And he'd slap that collar on that dog with that piece of orange styrofoam duct taped with orange duct tape to the collar, and that dog would listen to every word. You take that thing off, that dog would run right away from you. Wouldn't listen to a word you said.
He knows that collar's on. He's gonna do what he's told, or he gets a sack.
Yeah, it was kind of funny to see. It was kind of funny to see, you know. He's like, boy, you're such a good dog. No, you're not. You're dumber than hell, you know. No, I just know I can't get shocked now.
Right. So I can do what I want now. I'm free.
Yeah, I found most of your dogs, if you train them like basic commands to come back when you call them, and manners. If you teach your dog manners,
yep.
Whatever you want that dog to do, if you just go out and do whatever you're doing to do that, and bring that dog along, but it has good manners, it'll come back. It'll listen. That dog will figure out. I had some of the best hunting dogs of all my friends growing up, and every single one of them were really well behaved. They were sit, stay, come here. When I call everything, they do anything I tell them to do. But that was the only difference in them. Those dogs, I never trained them to hunt ducks or pheasants, or they did that on their own.
Wow, right.
You know,
that's cool.
And some dogs are stubborn, and he just needed to have a car, knock the shit out of him one time and tell, okay, bud, now, but when you catch me, this is what's going to happen to you. Now it's like, I don't want to catch him no more.
Right.
So that might be the best thing that happened to him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So, but yeah, that's what happened today. Now he don't want to leave. He don't want to get too far away from my side.
I wouldn't doubt he don't.
Right. So he's right over there laying down. He don't want to walk too much. Normally I can't keep him inside. He wants to be outside.
Smiley, it's got to be frustrating for someone like you that's in a career because you're good at it and you like it, and there is money to be made at it, and then you're running the brick walls of these people these educated people
fought their way through fucking class.
Yeah, they've got to be frustrating as hell to try to work in the environment with those people.
Yeah.
They don't even know the basics, and you're like looking at them like, how in the hell did you ever get in this door?
I've had classes with people like that even statistics classes, and people barely knew math. It was the strangest thing to see.
Wow.
Or people who have trouble reading, even at the university level. Like, why are they in a university at all? That would have never happened in the past.
Right. Well, no, I think we're back to that part where, to me, this is just my observation from a distance through my lifetime. Looks like this has been intentional. I don't think there's nothing organic about this. Right. There's nothing organic about our entire situation. None of our situation is just happening because that's the way it happens. That's the progress of humanity. Nothing's organic. No, it's all being forced, and
they're creating a slave class of people. That's the whole equality thing. There's like, you're all equal. You all have a number. You're not an individual person. You're all equal. You're all the same under the government.
Right.
That's what it is. It's a slave class.
Do you remember those late night advertisements for like Harry Lorraine's memory course and all these the super math program? Understand math in a week. That kind of thing. Well, I ordered that shit and I put my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I gave them memory training and speed reading and mathematics tricks and stuff like that. I was like, watch this video, do what it tells you to do, because when you're done with it, you'll be able to do math like nothing.
Was that Canoes that wrote that Ayn Rand's novel Anthem covered all that? That was Canoes, right? In the Sick Pat chat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
Have you read it?
I read the Atlas Shrugged. I didn't read Anthem, but it's similar.
He watched the comic book.
It's not very well known. It was one of her earlier works.
Right. I've only read Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah. That's the only thing you need to read. If you want to get into a little bit further, read The Fountainhead sometime.
That Fountainhead's good.
The Atlas Shrugged itself is good.
I like the movies, but the movies were non-contiguous. In other words, they didn't have the same actors all the way through it, right?
Yeah, that was a strange setup from the get-go.
I've never seen the movies.
Yeah, the
Each
movies
one
are
had a
cool.
different director and a different cast. It was bizarre.
Yeah, it breaks it up in the mind.
Yeah, it don't take much to throw this mind off either. Mine's pretty basic.
Right. I hear you, right.
Well, I'm really of the fact. You guys probably heard me say it a bunch of times. I believe true intelligence is based on applicability totally. I mean, I don't believe somebody's fucking somebody's ability to remember random useless knowledge. I don't consider that intelligence. To me, just as a carpenter that builds things, and that sounds stupid to me. Like, oh, so what? You remembered that? What would you ever do with that? In what way would that ever benefit you?
Right.
Well, it don't. But they like, oh, but another guy I heard it's told this way. What's happening now is this country's starting to get led by a bunch of people that have no other ability except to take a test and write an essay well. And other than that, they're good at taking tests and they're good at writing essays. They've
never done anything.
Yeah, they don't know anything about what they're doing. They're completely incompetent. They have no other skill.
They're good at taking Adderall and binging for the exam.
Right, but they have no other than that. They have no applicable skill in any way, shape, or form. And it sounds like Smiley deals with them constantly. And I know I sure did in the union. We dealt with them constantly.
I dealt with them in the tech industry a lot.
You'd have to. You'd have. That would be where I would think it would really show up.
Yeah,
and in like Smiley's field.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard enough to do your job without having to do your job and then babysit some completely incompetent boob that has no business being standing next to you, even working on this project, let alone,
Right.
Got to be frustrating. I know. I used to.
I've actually gotten promotions and raises and stuff like that from those people because I just do their job.
Yep.
And then when the boss realizes that they're a fucking idiot, I'm like, and how did this get done? I explained to them what I did. And they're like, okay, you're the guy. And from there on, I was doing that job, and I got to pay.
Yeah, that's how I moved up in the trades. I went from being just a basic laborer to just a basic carpenter to supervisor. And, when you get up in that, you're starting to talk big money, they pay you. You get to negotiate your own wage. It's lucrative when you get up there a ways. But that's all it was I paid attention to what I was doing. I learned pretty much everything I learned as I saw it. And it was like I was lucky. I didn't learn a bunch of the other stuff that was totally unrelated to what I was doing. I only learned what was related to what I was doing. And so I was good at that part of it. So that's how I kind of moved up through. I like Smiley. I liked what I did.
Right.
Yeah.
If you follow your interest and keep on investing in your interests, you'll have more unity in your life. Like everything will knit together better. You don't have
Smiley. I'm pretty sure you can't. You have no choice but succeed if you do that.
Yep.
Right.
You really can't fail. Right? Yeah, you really can't fail because that's what you love to do.
But if you keep on investing like here and there and random stuff like on impulse, then you're spread too thin and you feel like you're being pulled apart or quartered.
Yeah, you're not specializing in any one thing.
You never get anywhere. Yep.
No focus.
No focus.
Everybody just takes a party.
Well, I went in for talking to the lawyers with my left elbow was all busted up at the time. It was all cast and they were putting the bones back together is what they were doing. It was the last surgery. And they were going through my wages. And this lawyer lady looks up at me and she was younger than I am. At the time, that was when I was 50, so whatever. She looks up above above the paperwork and she looks at me and she says, well, you make more money than I do. Oh, fuck, was I mad. My sister was sitting next to me and I looked over and she's just shaking her head, just like, I knew you never said that. And I told that lady, I said, I don't know what it takes to become a lawyer, nor do I care.
Right.
But you don't have any more effort and time and energy invested in that than I do in my career.
That's what they think. They're like, because you're a person and I'm a person, we should make equal money. There's no equality. You're supposed to compete in the market. How much are you worth? You got to show what you're worth, and people are supposed to be willing to voluntarily pay you for that.
Smiley, common sense. To me, that just is common sense.
Yep.
You know, that train of thought, that just makes totally sense.
Even if she was a carpenter herself, and you got paid more, then why don't she look for different work? Maybe she's not doing as well of a job if people aren't willing to pay her that.
That's what you should have said. You should have said, well, maybe you should become a carpenter. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't hear you.
I was going to say, maybe you should have told her to become a carpenter.
Oh, yeah, that would have been funny.
No, I fired her the next morning. I fired her the next morning, though. I called him. I said, "Hey, she's got to go." I said, "I'm looking for someone else."
Yeah,
she's got to go. And then my other lawyer called me, and he said, because I told him, I said, "Well, I fired my first one of you guys," and he says, "I told him." He said, "I've already talked to him." He said, "I told him, handle this one with kid gloves." I got into it with a few of them lawyers, them fucking smart asses, sit there, talk down to me. Who the fuck? I told that one. My daughter was at that one. And he started talking down to me, like when you talk really slow and they enunciate every word.
Right.
Like you're a fucking moron. I lost it. I'm like, I'll tell you what, you talk to me like that one more fucking time. I said, I'm going to shove you right off that fucking chair you're sitting on. You're not talking to a 2-year-old here. I can understand what you're saying.
Right.
A
lot of people try to flex their feel, like if a lawyer's that much smarter than a carpenter,
Yeah, well, if you're in fucking court, but when you're out in the job where I am, you ain't worth a shit, bud. All that college don't mean shit out here in my world. But, and I understand that.
A very good carpenter is a smart person in general.
I have seen so many deer in the headlight looks when I start talking about network communications, IP, gateways, all that stuff, and they just go,
Yeah. But not all carpenters are the same.
Like we're in a class. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, there are stupid carpenters out there. I've seen them.
Jeez, I got stories. Yeah, I got stories on just total blithering idiots.
So there's different levels. There's really smart carpenters, really stupid carpenters. But people like the lawyers, they just judge themselves smarter than the whole field. How does she know she's even at the top of the totem pole in the legal field? She might be the idiot lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Those things. It's just a matter of showing them.
All right, I gotta go, folks.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince her.
Later,
taking off.
I gotta work early in the
Just
morning.
say it's boo-boo.
Oh, time and a half though.
God bless you, Mr. Well paid.
Good luck
Merry
with that
Christmas.
lady situation. All right.
What's the living room take? I think they're regular. They're standard.
What lady situation does Canoe have? I want to know.
He needs a lot of luck.
Oh, I thought maybe he met some girl. Did you meet some girl?
No, I met this girl.
It's interesting. He's different ones for me and shit. I think it's cool shit.
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
No, I met this girl like in the 4th grade, and she's we're talking.
Nice.
But, I think she's in the hospital again. She's got some major health problems.
Oh, wow. That's sad to hear.
Well, good luck anyway. I hope it works out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh shit.
Merry Christmas, folks.
Yep. Merry Christmas, Canoe.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Canoe. Been sipping beer for you here.
One thing nice I noticed you guys out and about in the world is that there's a lot more Merry Christmases going on.
Oh yeah.
About everywhere I go to the gas station, open a door for somebody, and they'll, well, thank you very much, Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas. And there's a lot more of that going on.
Yeah.
So there's things going. Things are going different than what we're not seeing. Everything that's happening. Because there's an awakening. There really is an awakening going on. People are starting to see what's going on. Like all this shit we talk about, and I mean all of it, because it's all the same thing. It's just different tentacles of the same octopus.
Right.
And people are starting to see it. People are starting to see that, who knows it better than who would see it better than if you were one of the ones that were carrying a huge debt load on a worthless degree.
Right.
Right.
But you just pissed your fucking house away. That same money you're paying on that degree right now, that's what everybody else is using to buy their homes that they're buying.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah,
there's, I mean, even they're seeing it. I see a lot of people. A lot of people. Like I got family members I was just at yesterday, and these are like upper end family medical professionals, and they're wearing shirts like FJB. It's the girl, the daughter. She's what is that? When you're not a doctor, you're above a nurse but below a doctor.
A physician's assistant.
Physician's assistant. Yes, she has a shirt on that on her shirt. It's a black T-shirt with a Captain America shield, but instead of the star in the middle of it, it's got FJB.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so they're all of it. I see one came in with a flag on that said "Let's go, Brandon," and I was just like, "Wow," And these are really left-leaning lunatic type people that just believed in the system. They're even. I was like, "Wow, this is all right," Of course, I didn't say nothing, but.
I like that one father was able to get Joe Biden to say, "Let's go, Brandon." That's the first video I saw when I turned on my phone this morning.
Did you see the look on Jill's face?
Yeah.
She was disgusted. Yeah, she just wanted she wanted to crawl under the couch.
And Joe Biden agrees. Joe Biden agrees with it. He's one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's pudding for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Even he doesn't like himself.
Oh goodness!
That to be that far out of it,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, you ever seen them comparisons? And now there's the tinfoil hat coming back on, but the comparisons in looks, like they're not the same person. This ain't the Joe Biden that was in the Senate, you guys. That's leading our company.
Well, at a certain point, like he's starting to accelerate the decline. I've seen this with like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's people. They do accelerate past, that they have like a cascade effect of degeneration in the brain, and then it starts to ramp up real fast.
Yeah. I just buried a father-in-law with that. I'm talking in him though. Of all the medical or all the cosmetic surgery you get, you'd sew your earlobes down to your ears because one guy's earlobes are attached down, attaches all the way, and the original Joe Bridle has earlobes that hang like regular people, like you think of an earlobe, but a lot of people have attached.
Yeah,
earlobes.
normally when you age, your cartilage weakens and it stretches. So old people have like real flexed out earlobes and noses.
Yeah, and this guy has the one that's in there right now. Whoever he is, he's got earlobes that are like attached to the side of his head.
He could have had work done because he was basically almost completely bald on top when he was younger.
Yeah, I know he had his head removed to his skull.
Well, they do have hair transplants, and he has the money for that kind of thing.
Yeah, and Schumer has a hair transplant too. I can tell it from a mile away.
Back in the day, before the whole hair transplant thing, a lot of people were bald, and it was okay. But now, like all these rich guys are full head of hair everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he had plastic surgery done.
You dissing on me over here.
What? Is that real hair?
I've heard of that earlobe stuff, and I'm not sure what to think about it because I haven't really put that much time into it.
Yeah,
I looked at it. I just was looking at it one day, screwing around, and I was thinking, when you look at them and you see the picture side by side, like the cheek structure isn't even the same. The eyebrow structure, it's like, well, you wouldn't change your like bone structure.
I think he had plastic surgery. He had a facial lift and all that. Everything tightened up.
Well, either way, we're fucked. How's that?
Right.
Like Hunter. You know how Hunter Biden had he had, what do you call them? He had like those caps put into all the fake teeth.
Yeah.
So they've all had plastic surgery, and cosmetic work done.
I apologize for cussing, guys. I don't usually do it, but
I can't hardly talk without it. So
when we start getting on these roads here, it's I'm pretty passionate.
I just swear like as an adjective.
I used to.
It's where I grew up. It's where I came up on them. I'm a product of my environment.
Yeah, we all did, bud.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
So I don't. If I swear a lot, I don't. It's not. It's just because in order for me not to swear, I have to consciously not swear. So if I'm just in an average conversation speaking to people, I just swear a lot because I always have. I don't know. I've just always been like that. I know it's not a good sign. Whatever. Put it on my list of faults. There's a bunch of them over there.
If I start swearing, it's usually because I'm getting pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You'll know when I'm mad because like I can say 3 sentences and there's only 2 words in the sentence that mean anything, and the rest of it's cussing.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of meetings, like academic type of meetings, where I just can't curse. Really, it's hard because you just don't. Even when people ask you crazy questions and stuff, you just don't curse. So you learn to not. You learn to say other things instead.
More diplomatic responses.
Yeah, because sometimes people want you to curse. They want to see that. They want that reaction too.
Right.
They're trying to get you into trouble. So I just don't. I always err on the safe side.
Yeah, in that world, in my world, they don't listen to you unless you do. Crap. You go up to this guy and you're telling him, I'd really like you to pick up the pace. We got a lot of heavy work coming up and we got to get going. And I'd sure appreciate your bullshit. It's like, you got 2 choices, shit for brains. Either get your ass up and get going here or get to the truck. I don't give a fuck what you do, but get your ass going now. And that's the world I grew up in. I led a brutal life. That's the best, only way to describe it.
I hear that, Carpenter.
Yeah,
I'm in new construction HVAC, so I'm right there with you guys.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're usually not working in any gray area.
No,
there's not a gray. It's black and white.
Gonna be there.
Yeah, when you're out there and you get into a confrontation with someone else, it's black and white. There's no gray area there.
Yes,
so that's how I am naturally. My family on her side, I always, because they were all real well educated and well spoken and higher ups, right? So I always talk the best about them, like they're my family. I married into this really great family and all this kind of stuff. Well, then I found out later on with going home with my son one night, he said, Carpenter, he called me my real name, of course, but he said, Carpenter, I got to tell you. And I'm like, what? I don't know what we were leaving, some family thing. And he said, they don't like you. And I said, what? He said, they don't like you. I said, what do you mean they don't like me? He goes, they don't have nothing good to say about you when you're not around. And he said, but I never hear anything out of your mouth ever bad about them. So it really bothers me. And that's how I learned. Yeah, that's how I learned my family. A big chunk of my family didn't like me. The best part about it, and I'm not bragging, but the best part about it right now is I make and have more money than they do. And it drives them fucking nuts. Because I wear beat up old blue jeans. I wear holy t-shirts. I drive a 2001 pickup truck. It's a nice one, but it's a 2001 pickup truck. And it drives them nuts that nothing ever changed. Nothing changed for me. And they're, because as soon as you had like a nickel to rub together, suddenly it was like you could see their whole demeanor towards me change. And all I could think was, you are some phony son of a bitch.
The only raises they know is when the union goes on a strike for a yearly wage increase anyway.
Mm-hmm. They're just, whatever. If that's the shit that trips your trigger about a person. I like honesty and loyalty and trustworthy. I like people that are truthful with me. Don't even really care how they put it to me. Truthful and honest, and when they say something, that's what they mean. That goes a long way in my book.
No, for sure. And I would put in there as well as no one on this earth validates you but the Lord. So, others' opinions don't really matter a whole lot. They really don't, unless you have feelings of the world. And we shouldn't have feelings of the world unless we did something wrong. Now, if you're being a douche to your family and they feel like you're being a douche, then you have something to do about it. Other than that, It's on them, not you.
Right.
Yeah.
But now they like me. At least they like me to my face. I mean, I don't know. I'm really. Maybe they do. I don't. Maybe I don't give a shit anymore. So see, that's what I mean.
That's
And
pretty
that's
much where I'm at. I don't really.
Yeah, you know, so it gets real easy. Like I don't really give a fuck what you think anyway. So
right.
I don't know what to tell you.
Whatever you're doing. Right.
Yeah, right. That's how I kind of take it. You know.
Yeah.
But the part of being more successful in some of them really kind of makes me happy. It's like,
right.
You know.
No, don't let that pride creep in too deep, though, bud.
No, I don't. My whole
get
life
it.
is.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm nothing like that. I'm so.
Don't let that seep in too deep on you, because that's not good either.
No, I don't really pay. That's about the only place it's ever even exposed itself to me. You know, otherwise it doesn't mean nothing to me. I don't care.
Just love them. That's all you got to do. That's it.
That's kind of what I've been doing. You know, that's kind of what I've been doing. Just showing people just a decent side, and they're honorable, and try to be an honorable, respectable human being. And that's just what I do now. I don't. If I tell you guys I'm going to do something, we don't have to have it written down on a paper and signed and notarized by a judge.
Right.
I'll be there the next day to help you.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, in New York City, I get a lot of people who are just straight up liars, and they're okay. It's like so natural. It's just so natural for them to lie, and they're like, "Do you have evidence?" And then if you show them evidence, they're like, "Oh, you were recording me illegally." That type of that's how it is here.
Oh my God.
They're more upset at you that you were recording them without their permission than the fact that they keep on lying. It's like
I hate lying. Boy, I cannot tolerate.
Well, that's why they're upset you recorded them, because you caught them on tape with the lie.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, they limited on their response at that point.
Because right there shows you that they are accountable to someone else than God.
Yeah, but it's just so weird how people are so a lot of people here are just so comfortable lying. It's like second nature, and they're not really benefiting from it. It's just lying to lie.
Well, sometimes I like to say is a lot of these leftists, you see, they lie when the truth would serve them better.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a different level of lying. That's not like I caught an 18-inch trout, but it was really only 16 inches. I mean, that wasn't like, oh no, Auntie M, your blue hair and gaudy earrings look beautiful. I mean, that wasn't that kind of lie. These people lie, big time lies.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they lie.
Life affecting bullshit.
Right.
Well, it's life and death lies nowadays. It's absolutely life and death nowadays. And if you stand up for the truth, then you're going to be they are going to try to push you back. And your only option right now is to not comply and keep pushing forward.
That's right.
Yeah. I refuse to comply. Yep. We got a whole bunch of shirts on Teespring that says, I refuse to comply.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah. We sell T-shirts. Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find the link.
That's kind of one of my main prerequisites for, picking out who I hang around with and who I run with is, are they a liar? If they're not telling the truth, but I always think this is first thought that comes in my head is when someone lies to me, if they're lying to me about something this nonsensical, what other stuff have they lied to me about?
Right.
And so that's how I think of lying is like, I'm not really that concerned about this lie we're dealing with right here, but what else have you lied to me about? And I don't like dishonest people. I do not like dishonest people. I don't know why my parents taught. We had manners beat into us.
It only takes one lie to be a liar.
Right. My nephew's a liar. He's like 40 years old, and I was talking to him about it, and he'll every now and then in his ridiculous, retarded life, he'll come up with something that he's actually telling the truth about. And then I'll tell him right out. I said, well, yeah, but see, that doesn't make up for all the 15 lies you told before this. So now this time, right, you're telling the truth. But the 15 times before you talked to everybody and you were blowing smoke up their ass, that was all a lie. So now you got them believing you're a liar. I told him, I said, Bud, when you lie like that, it takes you years and years and years and years of being honest to wash away one lie.
Yeah.
You know. So it's a lot easier in life. Just go in there, tell the truth.
Hey, Colonel Shaw, salute. Hope you're doing good over there in Holland, brother. Come on up and say Merry Christmas.
Hey, Colonel.
Or after Christmas for you. Probably never Christmas.
Jackson got a Oculus or something. I don't know what it's called. Something like that. Oculus.
Yeah, 3D stuff.
Yeah, that thing is crazy. I went in. He's doing the one where he's a clerk behind the counter. Well, I didn't know how to do it, so the only thing I knew how to do was like I could open the doors and then I would take all the stuff out and knock it on the floor. And the little change thing on the thing, I took it out and dumped. I mean, I literally knocked all the candy down, pulled all the pop out. Because that's like all I knew how to do.
Your hands have a mind of their own.
Yeah, it's kind of how, because I'm stupid with that stuff. I don't know. He put it back on and he got mad at me. You've made such a mess. I'm like, well, I didn't know. How did you do this? You know, it was funny. He likes it though. He's having fun. We had a good Christmas.
Well, I just want to say,
I like that they fly those. You know, they fly those drone copters with the goggles on. That's pretty cool. Like it feels like you're flying.
Yeah. He's got a bunch of other games coming for that. You know, he's got a bunch of games coming for it. I know that. A bunch of people got him for him. They I don't know how it works. I just paid for the machine. I don't know how to run nothing, you know. But it was just funny tonight because I went behind the counter of his little shop that he built, and the only thing I could do was my basic level was knock everything off the shelves. So I just destroyed the fucking place, and then he puts it back on. Grandpa, what did you do? What, buddy? What's the matter? Grandpa thought I was doing good. No, you made a mess.
Well, some of you guys I've never seen before, so my name's Billy. Happy to be here.
Hey, good to have you, Billy.
What's up, Billy?
I'm the carpenter, and some of these people that I'm talking to in these chats are the only people. Some of them are the original people I ever met on the internet. I've only been on the internet in any way, shape, or form about 6 years total in my whole life.
Wizard keeps slipping out of here. I don't know if he's keeping hitting the exit or something.
And I'm Smiley. I live in the Bronx.
You do not live in the Bronx. You live in California.
I live in the Bronx. I do.
Doesn't sound like you're from the West. You sound like you're from over out west.
Well, I went to graduate school in Texas for 4 years.
Okay.
But that's it. But I've been in the Bronx.
Maybe it's your heritage or origins, like
it could be. Just
something in your tone. It's not. You don't sound like the Bronx. I know some people from the Bronx.
Right, like my mom sounds like a stereotype Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, but that's cool. I mean, people live everywhere with different accents. Don't really matter.
Were you hungover, Huckleberry?
I need to do something to make myself think about getting hungover. I was hungover the other day from this damn scotch.
Let me just say hi to Colonel.
Hey, Colonel.
What's up, Colonel?
I wonder how the weather is there over in Holland. Could be a nice winter day there as well. Probably not.
It's 46 here today, so terrible Christmas weather.
It's 52 and rainy here.
Oh,
yeah.
That's kind
it rained. Yeah, Christmas Day was just rain.
I got lucky here this year. I think last year it might have rained and been cold or something. But
Yeah.
it's perfect weather today.
It's 17 degrees here.
Oh, nice.
And cold. The wind's howling.
Oh, he said in North Holland.
My Monday's gonna suck then.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit you before it hits me, bud.
Washburn, where are you at?
I'm in Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. My sister-in-law is from there.
I want to hunt Michigan.
I'll take you fishing. I'm not much of a hunter anymore. I used to be.
I love going fishing.
Deer hunting and stuff like that, but now I'm a steelhead and salmon guy.
Oh, I love fishing too.
You're not leaving right now.
You're busy.
I've only heard stereotypes about Detroit. That's the only thing I know about Michigan.
Yeah, I've only been there a handful of times, and
is it really that bad of a place?
No, the outskirts in Michigan are like country people, like regular, like Wisconsin, Iowa's the same. You get out in the country, it's like a totally different. They're normal people out there.
Yeah,
it's not like Detroit. Most of the people out in the country drive around Detroit. Being from Minnesota, I'll drive 40 miles out of my way to go around Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Right. I had a roommate from Minneapolis when I was in Texas, and he was out of his mind.
Yeah, there's some idiots up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a baseball game, a football game, some concerts and stuff back in the day. I won't go back there now. There's no way.
Right. I used to go to football games and concerts up in the Twin Cities. We used to do that when I was a kid, but you're right. Now I do everything I can to avoid it.
Yeah, the older you get, you worry about risk. You know, like nowadays, I don't want to even risk getting jumped. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of them places up there, I wouldn't even get out of my truck.
Yeah. And you're not allowed to defend yourself. You'll end up in jail with even worse people than the people that attacked you.
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember one time I was driving to Chicago because I had to have my surgery checked out. I had to have sinus surgery. They put a little straw up in my nose and shit, whatever.
Right.
And I needed gas, so I pulled over in Gary, Indiana. And I was driving, and I was like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. And I looked at my buddy because he was helping me drive. You know, I'd take a turn, he'd take a turn, whatever. And it's like, we ain't stopping here. We just spun right back around, got on the highway, went to the next exit.
Right.
Because that town there looked like you're just going to die. When you pull into there, you're just going to die.
There's a lot of that up in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, too. A lot of them little suburbs are really, wow.
No, Flint's not too much better, and that's not too far from me.
Well, I think the common thread here is these are large cities, and doesn't kind of really matter what state you're in.
Yep.
It's the large cities. You know, they get it's like they like to pile stupid together.
No, it's Democrat-run cities.
Right.
Most of them. The majority of them are Democrat.
But then, you know, it's always kind of amazing to me to be up in them areas and meet people that think like us. Because you'll be up there and then you'll just see this normal guy and he's like just shaking his head like, what in the hell is going on here? And he lives there.
The people upstate, like far upstate, not just the suburbs, the people far upstate New York there's a lot of hunters and people like that up there. But then there's the cities like Buffalo and other places like that where there's ghettos everywhere. Like sporadically, there's ghettos everywhere upstate.
Yeah.
Like they set up these tiny little cities so that they can import parts of the ghetto and move it out farther. It's kind of how they spread their voting districts.
Yeah, they do a lot of that here, monkeying with the voting districts.
Yep. So you'll see a really country rural area with a ghetto in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That's upstate New York. So, but like Buffalo, Schenectady, Albany, very ghetto places.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, surrounded by forest, but ghetto nonetheless.
Well, it's Flint. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I think the real cause of that was when they took away the GM plants.
Yeah.
That really hurt our state for sure.
We have a lot of meth addicts, like far upstate New York.
Oh, meth's a
dude,
big thing around here too.
That's rampant here in my town as well. But you'll never hear about it.
No, they don't
Not
talk
in the
about it.
paper, not on the news. But if you go to
because apparently they want to tell you that even like they want to tell you that all white people are just successful and rich and all that, and so the meth problem affects the white community a lot upstate, and so they're trying to act like those people are doing so well. So they won't even tell you about it. They'll just say, "Oh, the white people steal all your stuff, and we need to tax them more." But they don't tell you that white people struggle too, just like anybody else.
Right.
There it is, Washburn. I put it in chat.
Okay, let me look at it, bud. Refuse to comply. I see it. Oh shoot. Let me click on it.
I like
bud.
the Carpenter one better. I refuse to participate in your madness.
Yeah, I'm not. I tell them. Everybody always asks me when this thing first started. I mean, we're talking like you'll remember, Wiz, and some of the locals will. But from day one, the split second this started, I called bullshit. Right. I've not worn a mask one time. I've not in any way, shape, or form complied with not one bit of it, not from the first second it started. And then people come up and they're always like, how did you know? What do you mean, how did I know? In my lifetime, mainstream media or the World Health Organization and the WHO is where we're getting our information from. And the MSM is what's telling us all about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've been lying to us. I've never known them not to be lying. So what makes you think they're telling you the truth now? That's how I knew this was all bullshit. Just the fuckers have lied so much, they have no credibility with me. I don't even look at, other than to watch Biden say that, thing like he said, let's go Brandon. I watch that kind of funny stuff. But I don't watch any news, anything at all, anything government related. I don't take anything from any government sponsored.
Yeah, they've been lying to us so much that we can assume that the opposite is true. Even if some of those things that are tainted with enough truth that actually sound like they might be real. We got to believe that the opposite is absolutely true.
Wiz, I want to ask if you've seen the Candace Owens Trump interview.
I've seen parts of it, yeah.
Did you hear what Trump said about the whole? He was trying to skip around mandates and say how great the vaccine is and all this. It sounded like he was trying to sell it. I don't know if he's just trying to play it safe.
No, he was
still
saying
taken out.
He was still saying it's up to you. And if you're stupid, he even said if you got natural immunity, there's no reason for you to get it.
Right.
They did say that too.
That's good then. I didn't see the whole thing, so.
Yeah, I've seen that part, and that's the part that they aren't telling you about. Is the part where he says it's choice. You guys is like me telling everybody you should all hunt. You should all hunt. You should, but no, and you don't have no interest in it whatsoever. No, I'm not just going to tell you to hunt. I'm going to make you hunt.
He said that if you got natural immunity, there's no reason for you to get the shot.
I just didn't like what he said about the Spanish flu. He's like, it prevented as many people from dying from like what happened with the Spanish flu, but he doesn't realize the Spanish flu thing was propaganda too.
Yeah, it was. It was. Most people died from deep lung bacterial infections from the mask they were wearing.
Yep.
That's what most people got sick of during the Spanish flu was the masks they were wearing. That's where they realized the masks you can't wear. It's waste, you guys.
Right. If you bury your head in the dirt, you'll get sick. That's just
You're right.
How it is.
It's a waste. It's your waste product.
But I kind of felt like he was, he's just playing that so they don't try to say, oh, we need to take him out as a threat because he's against public health. You know how they work. So he's kind of playing it to say like he's okay with the vaccines, but he's not going to mandate it. So as long as he doesn't mandate it, that's fine. But
That's
he
right.
did repeat. He does repeat some of the propaganda, but I know that he's that type of guy who will, the art of the deal style arguments.
Oh
He'll
yeah,
say something
yeah.
even if he doesn't 100% believe it, just to make an argument.
Well, and I don't like hearing all that kind of talk either. But then, I'll say something about it too. I don't like hearing,
Right.
So I think someone needs to tell him. But that could be in the circle he's in too. They could be telling him, "Oh, you sure did a good job with these." We don't know.
I've met people who voted for Trump and that were, call themselves lifelong Republicans and all that, and they believe in the whole vaccine nonsense.
I see that. I see that occasionally.
So he might believe part of it. Who knows? But as long as he believes in freedom and no mandates, that's good. You got to push that. But all that other stuff, I mean, word needs to get out that all that stuff about the Spanish flu and all this, there's a lot of propaganda throughout history. There was always people selling you a cure, snake oil. That's where we get those words from.
Yep. Yeah, that was a mess. That was.
Well, I'm not the smartest guy around, but from what I have heard, is that Trump did this. Oh shoot, what's it called? Operation Warp Speed.
Right. That's what he called.
To put a crux in the system to where they wouldn't keep us locked down for years upon years.
Right.
That was their plan.
Yeah, somebody.
I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it's out there.
So somebody told me this is not somebody with the inside information. They're just hypothetical. Back what do you call it? Armchair.
Yeah, quarterback.
But anyway, they told me maybe it's just all saline solution in those shots. The early shots But I think they are real shots. But some people think that he was trying to push it so that they could just end it faster and move on.
Well, when you have 9-year-old kids dying of heart attacks, it's not saline, bud.
Yeah, I know. Not at that point, but I'm saying though, the reason why he probably pushed warp speed was to get it over with faster.
Well, I know
he's trying to put a wrench in their machine.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to go on for 10 years. It was a slow destruction of society.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to happen overnight like it's happening, like we're witnessing it.
Because I remember when he was running, he was talking about getting FDA approval for experimental drugs, not related to this, not related to the virus, but he was talking about experimental, how he's going to be able to get all these FDA approvals fast, and then the virus thing suddenly hits, and he's able to get warp speed through and all this, and now we're all being forced with this stuff. It's just shady.
Oh,
it is shady, and I don't believe in Trump anymore myself, to be honest with you.
And a lot of people actually were with the Kool-Aid, like, hey, let's just bypass. I mean, I don't trust the FDA, but let's just overrun bypass the FDA and just try all these experimental procedures. But what happens when these experimental procedures become mandatory? That's the problem.
Well, that's the difference.
What did we just talk about 5 minutes ago with Carpenter? You lie once, and you're a liar.
Yeah, I don't trust Trump 100%. I like Ron DeSantis, but I realize he has to be governor of Florida, right? People like that they're good at where they are, but I would like Ron DeSantis as president, over Trump. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
You know how he talks about how it's good to get the thing, but it's up to people, it's their choice and all that. But you kind of almost have to say that, because if there really is that large of a base that you would totally separate yourself from that whole by playing. So I mean, he is in a political environment.
He's not going to lose voters by saying that he agrees with the vaccine. He's not going to lose voters that way, because there are Republicans that believe in the vaccine nonsense.
All right. I know a few. Yeah.
So he's not going to lose voters. So it makes sense as long as he prevents mandatory anything, and as long as he's going to open up the Keystone Pipeline, get rid of these mandates, they need
finish
to be
the
illegal.
wall.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. As long as he does all that, then fine, whatever. But I would feel more comfortable with a guy like Ron DeSantis, because what he's done in Florida was he does what he says he's going to do, and he's basically advocating for Florida so that they don't get these mandates.
Right. Well, Missouri's done the same thing.
Right.
Colorado just did too.
Because a lot of times, they're trying to say some Republicans are arguing that it should be states' rights, but I think this is a constitutional issue.
Absolutely, it is.
This is a federal issue. It shouldn't be states' rights. They shouldn't
Right.
mandate these kind of experiments.
Well, if you noticed, as it climbs up the ladder, the judicial ladder, this shit gets shot down. The key to this for them is to get enough people to buy into it to get these shots because they know it's not gonna. It's totally unconstitutional.
They're going to cash out on their patents.
Yeah, before the Supreme Court steps in and says, "Well, people have a choice whether they want to take them or not."
Yeah, because I don't think this is a states' rights issue at all. I think
No,
this is
neither do I.
a constitutional issue.
Definitely.
Well,
yeah.
Let me ask you guys something. Are mandates law?
No.
They're suggestions.
They're not lawful.
They're forceful. They're forceful suggestions.
They're requests. Okay.
Basically, that's what it is. It's a request.
They're ultimatums.
Yes.
And all you have to do is acquiesce.
Yes.
They're like, you could lose your job, or you can do what we say. That's the ultimatum. You have a free choice.
Well, that's not from the government. That's from the corporation.
Yeah.
That's why this is
still, that's the whole point.
They're talking like if everybody could just switch careers just like that, like, especially what they did to the Keystone Pipeline people, they could just switch careers. We'll just mandate it, shut down, and they'll just find new jobs as school teachers or something. A bunch of pipe workers.
Learn to code.
I'm not saying wrong.
You bunch of coal miners, learn to code.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
should be
bunch of coal
librarians.
miners. Yeah, you bunch of coal miners, learn to code.
Yeah, so it's messed up.
Well, it's intentional. That's where I get back to the point that I don't think any of this shit. I think it's literally all of it is intentional. I don't believe there's a chip shortage. I don't believe there's a food shortage. I don't believe there's a lumber shortage. I don't believe there's any shortage of any kind. I don't think it's any different. This is being done intentionally.
Absolutely, dude. This is all gamed out. Don't think anything different.
Well, in war, there's always food shortages when they burn your fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's manufactured because I believe the Democrats are at war. The socialist communists in general, they're at war with us.
Yeah.
The Antifa, the Black Lives Matter, they stood down from the riots they were supposed to be putting on.
We're just seeing advanced
because they weren't
tactics.
Paid because they weren't going to get paid.
Right. We're just seeing advanced tactics. This is not like traditional, like burn a field down. This is like, let's have a law to ban you from farming or buy out your land and tax you for farming.
I get what you're saying. It's the same thing, just different. They're whether you cut the food supply off by burning it in the field or you cut the food supply off by stopping the shipping. Either way, it's the same thing.
Right. It's just very advanced because we have all the technology, all the data collected. This is the most advanced methods we've seen in warfare. That's why even Poland talk about migration warfare, like opening borders. That's migration warfare. That's what it is. And the leader of Poland called it as it is, migration warfare. These aren't refugees. These are people invading your country.
Absolutely, I totally believe that. That's like everybody says. Guys like us here, sitting here. Oh, you're all anti-immigration. Nothing could be farther from the truth. But we have ports of entry for that, and we have laws set up, specifically to address that.
Right.
Yeah, just walking across some random border somewhere and running into the state somewhere. That's totally illegal, and they should. I don't care who they are, what happened, or what they should get out. You got to pick them up, send them out of here. There's ports of entry. I'm not anti.
We can't just invade their land. We're not able to just walk across their land. We'll all end up in prison if we do it on their side.
Well, yeah, and you're back to that part where I don't think that this is random. I think it's all intentionally being done. This is nothing's nothing's like organic. Like the wheel was invented organically. How things happen. just because that through necessity it happens. None of this is through necessity.
Some of these communist leaders are not dumb people. They do have there's like the autistic types that have they have a high they have a good ability to analyze things, right? They're very smart people that are leading this, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing very advanced strategies.
Yeah. But it's up to us, even as just what we need to do is recognize them and call them out.
Right.
And just keep recognizing them, calling them out. When they come up to you, just keep recognizing them and calling them out. It's like I'm done being quiet. For a long time, when I'd bump into people like that, I just wouldn't say nothing and just either get up. If it got annoying enough, I'd get up and leave or whatever. But I wouldn't say anything. Now I say something to them. Like, yeah, you're full of shit. Most of them don't know what to do.
I mean, you just got to teach them about what propaganda is and what's the point of propaganda, how propaganda is made, right? How you could get people to believe the world, change people's worldviews.
Right.
Have you guys even looked into Agenda 2030 yet?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to know.
Like the length of it, like what it really.
All right, so isn't that the thing where it's state mandated homosexuality?
No, that's nothing like that.
I know. There's a lot of jokes about it though.
It's the depopulation down to 500 million on the planet.
Yeah.
Now listen, if you have a pen, write down this name: Rosa Koire, Koire.
Is that Schwab's undercover name?
No.
Schwab. Is that him with a wig on?
No. She spells this out to the T. I mean, right.
Okay, so she's a good person, is what you're saying?
She was. She's dead now. So.
Oh, okay, all right then.
No.
But Klaus Schwab writes this stuff. They do talk about their agendas, and it's not really hidden. They have meetings. Klaus Schwab gives speeches. It's on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not hiding it.
Yeah, but they're also not putting it out there for people to see either.
Well, Klaus Schwab's meeting was televised. I mean, live. It was live on YouTube. The World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab. It was live on YouTube for everybody to see it.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
And it's the actual World Economic Forum was streaming it.
Well, that's exactly who she's talking about in the videos that she has.
No, it's there. They watch. They're open about it. They feel like nobody could do anything about it.
Colonel Shaw in the chat. Welcome in. Salute, Colonel.
I would recommend it if you guys have the time. It's
Colonel
like
saying war is coming there soon. Yeah, Colonel's saying war is coming there soon. They're really fucking with the people over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel for you there, Colonel.
I know.
Where's Colonel at, bud?
Netherlands.
Oh boy, I've heard some stuff about that.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the people.
Yeah, but we're not in such a good position here either.
Oh no, it's coming here for sure. Don't get me wrong. But we have arms.
Right.
That is a huge difference.
Right.
Part of what's going on here is the infiltration of the U.S. military. There's a lot of left-wing communist generals in the U.S. military.
Yeah.
Like General Milley. General Milley is the biggest example because he's a well-decorated military guy. Wasn't he in the airborne and all that? But now he's like what? What was?
I don't think he was any. I don't know if he's actually done any field service.
Oh, but he's one of those highly decorated. He has all the medals and everything. But he's completely communist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we have those people infiltrating the military, and that's why they. The goal for them is to use the military to enforce everything because they know the police can't at a certain point. So that's why they're also talking about January 6th all the time because they're trying to set a precedent to use the military to watch over elections, force their policies.
Well, my whole outlook on this is they are pushing hard for war with us, so that way they can bring in the UN, because they know
Yeah,
our
that's
military will fight us. But
outsourcing military.
the blue helmets will come in and try to
Oh
fight us.
yeah, they'll do anything for a buck.
That's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's just my opinion.
Well,
They'll sponsor.
fire in the motherfucking bowl.
They'll sponsor all those guys' visas too.
I know we're
Fire
getting
in the bowl.
Oz. I know.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to bring the channel down because I'm running on generator time. It's that time again, and there's nobody
Yeah, I
here.
was gonna say Merry Christmas. I'm about to have to cut out here in a second. And fire in the bowl one last time.
Fire in the bowl.
Let me find this
That's
bowl.
right.
Find it.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, Merry
Thanks
Christmas.
for letting me up, man. This was cool. I appreciate
Rock
it.
on. I really hate to bring it down. The conversation was going pretty good, but I'm like, yeah.
We'll continue it tomorrow.
Yeah. See you back here. Same time, same channel. You rock on. Dream well, Patriots. Merry Christmas, and God bless each and every one of you. Remember, that Jesus is the reason for the season. And this
I've got
next
the
week
sign
is
in my yard.
right. So, God bless you all, and I will see you tomorrow night. Merry Christmas.
God bless you, well, brother.